for like I've been on History Channel twice, and
like playing a character or something.
yeah, playing a character in one of their what do they call it, docu-series,
Docudrama or something
Morgan
like
Freeman
that.
had one. It's called
Yeah.
Great Escapes.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
I've seen that.
So that was my
Kind of entry into that.
yeah, that was my entry into being. I'd already done some stuff like some movies and stuff,
Yeah.
but like low level, like very.
Well, sound like we're already in the podcast.
Yeah, we are in the podcast, but yeah,
This is my new Matt and I just met, by the way. This is my new friend Matt Callahan, and I asked him, "Is it just like from Tommy Boy?" And he says, "Yes." That used to be his nickname. So welcome to the show, Matt.
Nice to meet
you. I do food reviews. Matt does some food reviews, and he was commenting on the food. I said, "Just come on over. It's such a long drive. Just be on the podcast when you're here." So I invited you over today. That's our first time kind of meeting.
Yeah.
You grew up in Philadelphia?
Born and raised Philadelphia. I lived for a little while and came right back.
Where'd you go?
Union, 15 miles down the road.
You didn't go far. So
15
basically,
miles.
yeah, you've been there all your life.
Yeah.
How'd you grow up?
Just boring life, middle class family. My mom was a nurse, so she was gone a lot. So I kind of got to grow up, stay with my great grandma a lot. So I kind of got to grow up in that old world.
Yeah.
Seeing somebody that don't go to the grocery store but once a week, and it's just cleaning your own fish, growing a garden. My grandma grew a garden until she was like 85 probably, and worked it herself till she was 85.
So you grew up eating fresh tomato sandwiches?
Yeah, I grew up actually eating fresh food, like
Real food?
go catch a fish, she'd come home, clean it right then.
Throw it in the
Boom.
fire?
Yeah, like real catfish. To this day, I can't eat catfish because it don't compare.
The farm raised doesn't?
No, it does not even come. I can't eat farm raised catfish.
I
don't
like it, but I like my favorite's crappie.
I've never tried it.
Why?
I have no idea.
You just hadn't been around it, or
I've never specifically fished for them either.
it'll ruin you. It's so flaky white, and it does. And crappie's like that too. Like if you get crappie out of a dirty lake, it kind of picks that up. But you get it out when Grenada Lake, when the water's clear, dude, there's no better fish to fry, especially. I will throw catfish in the garbage to eat that crappie.
That's what everybody tells me. My stepdad was just talking about that the other day. I was like, I've never tried it because nobody in my family really fished. I only went fishing again with my grandma occasionally. And
Brim, y'all catch any brim?
Yeah, brim. And then now if I go fishing, I just I try to bass fish, but I'm not very successful.
I was so eat up with bass fishing when I was in high school. And really, before that, I had a little four-wheeler, and I would ride around all these lakes. I would drive to the lake on my four-wheeler and fish off the bank. And, I was mad about it, but bass honestly don't taste as good as catfish and crappie.
No, I heard it don't even taste, it ain't worth catching. It's too hard.
It's just not real good tasting.
Yeah.
My granddaddy wouldn't eat it. He didn't like bass.
Yeah,
He wanted brim and crappie. That's all he wanted, brim and crappie.
I've ate brim, catfish, and probably some other strange fish, but as far as bass fishing goes, speaking of, I went pretty heavy into it about a year or two ago. I bought a little boat, and then Neshoba Lake, it's dried up right now. I didn't
really.
Yeah, it's
completely dried up.
As of the other day, I looked at it. It's completely dried up.
Is there any water in it at all?
There ain't even a puddle. I don't think. But
what the hell happened?
I don't know. I asked some guy that works out there, and he told me the dam broke or something. But it was already very poor. Like it was so shallow. Even in a John boat, your trolling motor would hit like almost in the middle.
So it was low, shallow anyway.
Yeah, it needs to be redug, and
that's maybe what they're doing.
Yeah, they talking about it supposedly. I hope they do because I like going out there. But I sold my boat.
Did you really?
Yeah, there was no point in having it.
Did you grow up going to the Neshoba County Fair?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I've never been.
My parents didn't get out. Like we didn't really go anywhere as a kid. We went
Same.
On vacation
my parents
once a year.
went to places, but they left me and my sister at the house.
I don't remember. Like we went on vacation once a year, and we didn't really go nowhere. We went
on vacation once.
Once, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
We went to Disney World one time when I was probably in high school.
when I was an only child. We used to go all the time. We go on cruises and everything. Then as more kids came into the picture, yeah.
It's just harder to do things, I guess.
Well, now that I'm an adult and I realize all that stuff costs money, I'm like, oh okay,
Now you know why.
yeah. Because I got a four-wheeler for Christmas one year. I was like, looking back, I'm like, I ain't getting my kids no four-wheeler for Christmas. Not yet, at least. Them things.
You got kids?
Yeah, I got four.
4.
I got four, yeah.
How old are they?
I got them all the way from, well, one's about to be 12 and 2. So,
The 12-year-old hunting with you?
he's got his first deer. I think he may have got 2 by now, but he don't really care about it. That's how I was at his age. I had a couple uncles and stuff try to take me.
I was eat up with it, just eat up with it.
I didn't get eat up with it till about 16 or 17. Actually, one of my dad's friends, he used to come down and hunt. We had like 40 acres. And I moved in with my dad after I was like 13 or 14. And we had acreage, so I would just hunt out the back porch, you know.
Yeah.
Good hunting.
Well, that's the way it was me growing up. I mean, people didn't hunt like they do now. So you could, if you wanted to go in your neighbor's place, you just call and say, hey, I saw some ducks. Can I go hunting? And they're like, sure. And
Yeah.
now they're like, no, I got to rent it out to some guy in Alabama, you know.
I don't even want to ask nobody, like,
It's,
hey, let me hunt your property.
Yeah, it's so everything's rented out now. Like everything's pretty much either they got like I got a lot of family that hunt. So, you know, when it comes to my nephews, and I want them to be able to hunt too, you know. So, and then I rent some stuff to farm that my landlord hunts, which he's pretty cool about letting me go with them when they go. Duck hunting's a big thing here, you know. You ever done any duck hunting?
I've never went duck hunting. I have cousins, friends.
It's very addictive.
That's what I heard, but it
because
seems
we can
expensive.
sit down and shoot the bull just like we're doing now, and then go, oh, ducks, and just turn around and start hunting. You know,
it looks fun. I keep
It really
threatening
is.
to go, but it's just
it takes you got to have waders and different kind of gear to stay warm.
I
and
just like
dry.
to. I like to just go out in a jacket and blue jeans and just sit in the stand.
I like it when it's not real cold deer hunting, just like you're talking about, where I don't have to just bundle up.
Like 50.
Yeah,
Give me 50 degrees.
with a light breeze, not a. The thing about deer hunting here, like I guess it was Sunday morning, the wind was blowing 35 mile an hour out of the north. I ain't getting out.
Nah, I ain't doing that.
I'm not deer hunting.
And they say the deer are different up here compared to like, I'm sort of in I'm in central Mississippi.
Yeah.
But they say the deer act different up here because I know people that hunt up here and then hunt down there. And they just say they kind of move different and not
So
necessarily
if it's been real cold, the deer are gonna move here. Because they got to hunt for food.
And
they
down
got to
there
get
they
out
might
of these
not.
wood lots and stuff and find something to eat.
Because where I'm hunting, like it's all like, acorns all over the ground.
So we don't have any acorns.
Oh, so they just go into fields and stuff.
So they got to go in the fields. Either we're, and I know some people are pro and con feeding deer, but here the food runs out because we don't have all those acorns like y'all have. So they run out of something to eat. If you're not feeding them, they're probably going to get pretty scrawny. Me personally, I leave standing crops for them to eat rather than go out there and feed because that's more natural. If they have to forage, I think that's more natural. And plus, it's way cheaper than trying to carry a bunch, and easier. Carrying a bunch of corn or rice bran or something out there. And do they feed like that where y'all are? Anybody? Because baiting is legal in some counties.
And that's what I was going to ask you about that. I didn't know how it was up here because y'all already got. But y'all are seasonal too. Like there ain't really no crops growing right now. I don't
Correct.
think.
There's nothing. So we plant green. I planted a bunch of wheat and stuff for deer. So I planted stuff, but some folks just feed them.
Down in Mississippi. Not Mississippi. Down in Philadelphia area. People do green patches, and I just put corn out.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people here do.
It's tried and true, and I think it's like 100 yards or something now. I think that's the rule down there. I don't like hunting right over it either.
Yeah.
Usually that's not even optimal because they're too sketchy when they're eating.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, they head up and down, and all that stuff.
There's a doe on my property that, which I guess you could say I'm stupid for not moving one of the stands, but every time she's came in, I know which one it is every time. As soon as she walks in, she looks up at the stand, blows, runs off.
I got one like that. They had that the other day. I had one that she would blow, and then she'd move and blow again, and she'd move and blow again, looking straight at me. And I was like,
Like
Of course,
always
I got
checking.
in late. I got in late. She may have seen me get in it, which is possible.
Possible.
But she was blowing the whole time, and I'm like, well, this hunt is ruined. And she just kept doing it, and I could hear her get further in the woods. She could probably see me because I'm right in the edge of the field. But I'm in the lean-to. My lean-tos have been there so long, they've grown into the tree. There's no. My brother-in-law said, hey, I'm going to move that lean-to back there. I said, no, you're not.
Well,
He said, why, you don't want me to move it? I said, you not without a chainsaw, you're not moving it.
everybody says something different. Like, oh, you got to rotate your stands. Which I hunt a small property. I ain't really got no options. Like
Yeah.
this is where it's at. But that same doe, I don't know about this year because I haven't hunted this year because I let my father-in-law hunt. I was like, I'm so busy with this social media stuff now. I've been trying to focus on that, but now I'm getting the itch, and I'm like, well, I already told him I ain't gonna mess with it.
But you can do content on that too.
I didn't want to put myself in a box because I've done that before on TikTok, and I said with Facebook, I'm not gonna put myself in a box.
So how did you get in a box on TikTok?
I say a box. I mean, I guess it ain't a terrible box. Like I kind of put myself in the food niche.
Yeah.
And not really on purpose. I mean, of course, I'm a man, so I like to cook.
Yeah.
As most men do. They got a grill. So I just started posting some grilling content. And then I kind of started joking and saying I was the brisket king. And
you know what? I forgot seeing that. Your videos on the brisket king stuff, but I have seen that on TikTok now that I think about it.
so I went viral for that. Like, and then so rewind back to when I first started social media. I started making like those talking deer videos.
Yeah, I seen that. I did know that was you.
And I don't know for sure. There's a lot of people that do it now. I think I started that. I do not know for sure because I can't look at the whole internet. But I think I pretty much
You didn't
invented
you
that.
didn't copy somebody else.
No,
you just started doing it.
I invented
How
that.
do you make those? Like I was curious about that.
There's a filter.
There's a
on,
filter.
on people are already doing it over other stuff. Like they could take your book and like they could take your face
Yeah.
and act like they're talking as you.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think I'm just, I was real big into hunting then, like super heavy into it. I was like, I'm just gonna make some stupid controversial content like running dogs and stuff like that.
So yeah, so the controversy thing, you definitely thrive off of some, and social media's kind of built that way.
That's how you
I
go.
mean, we were talking about like through text before you got here. You've been making the whole 6.5 Creedmoor videos, and I was like, I'm a big hunter. I am not a big gun person.
That's how a lot of people are, I've noticed.
And I got a friend that's a big gun person. His dad owned a gun store. I got another friend that's huge gun. I mean, like he comes and he's always like, I'm gonna put a new trigger because that trigger is not a good trigger on your gun. I ordered it. I'm gonna bring my gunsmith stuff. Like I have friends that are like that, but I'm like, I asked my friend Chance. I said, what's up with a 6.5 Creedmoor?
Oh, so you're not into that.
Yeah, I know what it is.
You know what it is, but you're not into that.
Yeah.
You didn't know how controversial it was.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, we got something to eat.
Oh yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah, now we're talking.
This is really the only reason I came.
No, that's fine too.
No, so I gotta get a little picture of this one.
I'm good. Yeah, bring me some ketchup for these fries. We just started doing these fries like this. They're beef fat fries, so we fry them in the beef fat. Everything's fried in beef fat.
Really?
But I'm looking at it. We're still tweaking the recipe, so our seasoning on our fries, I think we're going to change. Thank you, Angie.
You're welcome.
Well,
But yeah, I am not super. I've been shooting the same 270 for 35 years.
so the 270 actually used to be the 6.5 Creedmoor of the gun work. So, like I said, I'm no gun expert because people always comment like, "What's your qualifications? Why do you know more than me? I'm 80 years old, or whatever."
Basically, you're
research.
not claiming you do. You're just making content.
I'm just making content. Plus, I do research it. Like if I want to know about. We're in the age where you don't have to go to college for 4 years to learn one little
This is true.
topic. You can just Google it, and it'll get like you can type into AI, say, "Hey, give me a rundown on the 6.5 Creedmoor."
yeah.
It'll give you a whole thesis on it.
So is that a newer caliber?
Yeah, it's pretty new. I can't remember the exact date now. It was like 2008 or 9, somewhere. It wasn't that long ago. But the I told you on the text that the co-inventor reached out to me and he was like, "I love your videos. Keep doing it." He said all of his buddies are sending them to him like as a joke.
That makes me like that guy.
Oh, I love him
that
now.
he understands what you're doing, and that he's like, because it really is that there's almost no bad press. You know what I mean?
No.
Because most of your people know you're just being funny for the most part. You know what I mean?
And he's an ex. He told me his background. He was like, he was a Marine for like 21 years, so he's not sensitive, I guess. But some people get real sensitive about the, stuff that they like their hobbies. That somehow they tie themselves to it and get too offended. I don't do that. I'm like, I love it actually. I love it when people talk crazy to me in the comments.
Well, I'm like, and it's usually the simplest stuff. Like I did a video. Now this was funny to me because I love an inside joke. So I did a video about the worst Christmas dish, and my aunt brings this. I hope she doesn't wipe this because she's already mad at me. But she brings this layered salad and this lettuce and mayonnaise and lettuce and mayonnaise. Pretty much is what it is. And I did not say that was what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But I made this video about worst Christmas dish, and she commented, "You're treading on thin ice."
Oh yeah, I do them like family potluck reviews and stuff. People always saying, "Review your family's food." I'm like, okay, and then I do, and everybody's like, "I can't believe you said that." My grandma, she makes macaroni, and so does my stepdad. So at like my mom's side, Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever, they always compete about the macaroni. And she's always asking me, she's like, "Why do you never eat my macaroni?" I'm like, I eat my stepdad's. I mean, that's just the one I pick every time. I don't know.
That's funny.
And she still gets mad about it. I think she does get really mad about that.
But I had this one woman, I said, "Worst dish," and this one woman commented, "I think what you mean is food because a dish is what you bring it in." And I'm like, you might want to, I know English is hard.
It is.
But dish can even be a verb because I can dish out a butt whipping if that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
But yes, dish is the food. It is the serving of the food, and it is the container. But like, why would you even comment when you have no idea what you're talking about? And
It's
then when
so
you
crazy.
correct them, they're like, "Well, I figured you'd come here and correct me on my comment."
Yeah,
You're
like
on my page.
they'll try to one up you like with their. I actually told some guy, I do it all the time. I don't chit chat with them too much and argue, because I mean I ain't got time. But they'll try to one up you when you really when you prove your point, like when you prove them wrong. They'll try to be like, look at you responding to bringing yourself down to this level or something.
When they're the ones that started
Yeah.
on your page.
Yeah, like if you start it, I have the right to finish it, and then you can't come back and try to change the subject.
It's a weird thing because I did. I do not do any negative content. That was a personal decision.
I was gonna say that too. A lot of people ask me about that. We're very similar on that because I don't want to. When you have a following, you can destroy a small business, and
Yes.
and just because you had one bad experience, I mean, I've made a couple bad reviews before, and I've even taken some down. Sometimes I'll go somewhere that's so nasty, I just won't even make a video.
That's what I do. I walked in. This is a true story, dude. I walked in this place. I'm not even going to say where I was because people may know. And there was 3 people working in there, and I had more teeth than the 3 of them put together. And that place was so dirty, and I went, nah, I'm not even going to. I went in and bought a Diet Coke, and when I got in the truck, I wiped it off real good before I drank it, I was like, there's no way in the hell I'm reviewing this place.
Oh yeah, I have some places they'll be like, "You want something to drink?" I'll be like, "No, I'm good. Just give me the gas."
I went to this one place, though, it was during COVID, because I was doing it back then. And that's really when I realized I couldn't make bad reviews, because I knew this. I'd been in this place before, and it was good. And this day, it just wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell they were mailing it in, but you could also tell, like it's COVID. You have trouble getting what you want. You can't get Maybe the butter didn't come in this week. I don't know, because that kind of stuff was happening. And I just remember, and the owner's sitting there watching me film, and I'm trying to find something good about it, and I just can't. I just closed the box up, walked over and threw it in the trash, got in the truck and left.
Yeah, it's a fine line because, like, but I mean, I just tell people, like, if you're coming to my page looking for that, you just ain't gonna find it. I mean, I'm just not gonna. Now, if it's like, especially the more local it is, I'm just gonna be even more lenient, I guess, or I just won't make the video.
Same.
Because
like a Buc-ee's, I mean, or a Wawa or something like that. They're big boys.
Yeah, they can.
I'm not hurting them.
No,
I can be a little more ruthless.
Yeah, like I went down there and ate at Buc-ee's, and everybody talked about Buc-ee's brisket. I think it sucks, but that's just me.
I don't think it sucks, but it ain't that great.
Yeah, I think it's a mid-level brisket.
Perfect explanation right there.
Yeah, it's not like it sucked. I won't say sucks too strong because I think it's a very impressive place.
I was gonna say I stop almost every time I go by one, even saying that, because it's just like I told somebody the other day. I said, if you'd never seen a Walmart before, and I took you to Walmart, you'd be holy mackerel. That's Buc-ee's. Like if you've never been in anything like that, it is impressive.
Yeah, I'm in awe every time I go. Which I'm in more of an awe when I go like out of state. I try to travel a lot, and I try to take my kids to see the world because, like I said, I really didn't. Which now I know why we didn't go a lot of places because it costs so much money to go. But we've been all out. Yellowstone. We've been to Wyoming, Montana, New Mexico. But you'll stop at some of these like little general stores out in the middle of nowhere. That's the places to go. Those are. It's like they're stuck in time. Like
it's a time. I tell people all the time these little stores out in the country are time machines. Because I remember places like that being everywhere when I was a kid, and they're just not there.
Yeah, and I didn't grow up in that era, but I know I still value it. It's just still.
How old are you?
30.
I'm 52.
So you got to see a little bit of that the end of the mom and pop shop on every corner era.
Well, we were the key kids. Mm-hmm. Generation X was the key kids, which means at an early age we had a key to the house, and we just came and went like we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember just even Drew. I mean, you drove through Drew coming downtown. There was a Ford place, Chevrolet place. We would drive to the grocery store or the gas station on our 3-wheelers and get food to eat at lunch. I like, how is that even possible?
Yeah.
Looking back, we'd go camping over the weekend and like for 2 days not see my parents.
Oh yeah, we didn't quite do that.
14.
We would. I mean, like I grew up in like I think the last era, especially living in the country. Like I'd have my friends over, and we'd go ride bikes all day long, and just unaccounted for. And then I guess if it started getting dark, they started driving.
They cut it in half. You want to try that sandwich?
And that's a chicken sandwich.
That's chicken. It's got our Promised Land sauce on it. It's got kind of spicy pickles.
Yeah, let me.
You ain't gonna hurt my feelings a bit. You can take that whole thing if you want to.
Yeah,
I get full pretty easy.
If you ain't gonna eat it, I'll just take it that way. We ain't gotta cut it.
That's why I had her cut it in half.
The fried chicken's good. I like it, and the gravy is good on this rice. I was gonna say, and I'm not even a bean guy, but the red beans, they're pretty good too. They just have
those pintos, and we don't buy anything in the can.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing we buy in the can is turnip greens because it takes so long to cook it. You have to have so much room for turnip greens. But the rice is my neighbor grows that rice, so it's local.
That's good.
It is good. That sauce is good on it.
These are the places I try and review, like, smaller places. And, well, not necessarily smaller places, but just in small towns.
Well, and you probably like me, it didn't take me long to realize that it did have an effect on the business.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went to this place called C&C Smokehouse inside L&A Food Mart in Brandon. Nobody even knew that guy was in there. So you're talking about a bigger town, but nobody knew that guy was there. And I went back the other day and stopped in, and he said, "Man, you changed my life." I said, what do you mean? He said, when that video came out that Saturday morning, there was a line out the door. And he said, I was like, what is going on? And they said, you hadn't seen it? Because I don't tell them I'm coming.
No, I don't either.
And so people were showing him in line, and he said, I never really did breakfast. He said, I'd make 7 or 8 sausage and biscuit put out. And he said, now I make 50. And this, it makes you feel good that you had a positive effect in somebody's life.
I had one place, a review that I did early on, and which I ain't been doing the Facebook, but for like 6 months. I just kind of, I don't know, I did in the Neshoba County Fair. I did a review out there, and it kind of went viral.
Yeah.
So a lot of local people see me, and that's how Facebook works. It kind of branches out a little bit. I guess that's how it works. Nobody really knows, but this guy that I did a review on a month or 2 later, he sold out. He had to shut his doors. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I hope it's a good thing.
I hope he made some money selling out.
Yeah, I hope he had it priced right. That way he ain't got to. But he said he was thanking me, and then I've had another guy. I've had a bunch of them reach out to me afterwards, and they try to offer me stuff. And
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'm just like, well, number one, I'm probably never coming back up there anytime soon.
Same.
Like
you want to go to the next place.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
really,
not that I don't want to go back, but it's like there's another guy down the road that I need to check out.
Yeah, and sometimes like one place reached out there like, there's a gift card waiting on you when you come back. I said, look, I probably ain't gonna be back there for months. I said, just do a giveaway with it or something and mention me. I mean, whatever, something.
Have you been to United Deli in Columbus? That's not too far from here.
Everybody keeps telling me to go there.
Dude, when I tell you that guy that owns that is one of the nicest people. So he is from the Middle East somewhere, not sure where. I wanted to say Jordan, but he's a persecuted Christian. He's a nice guy. You go in, they over deliver every time. He's going to find a way to hide a cookie in your bag or something that you homemade.
Were
They
you the
bake
one?
the bread homemade.
Somebody was telling me about that, saying he kind of gets a lot of flack, for being from that era and being a Christian.
Yeah.
And being from the Middle East or something like that, and being a Christian up there. And they say the whole town loves him.
The town loves him, dude. It's kind of unbelievable. But he's the same way. Like, let me fill your car up with gas, because I've been back a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Let me fill your truck up with gas before you leave. I'm like, no, man, you can't be doing all that. And so one time he slipped $100 bill into my sandwich in the back.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, then he showed up at a book signing and said, I want 10 books.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how much money that guy made. He said that ain't even close to how much money I made off that video. But you just run into those people. How can you not pull for them? Just a good dude.
I mean, I genuinely like to just help people.
Same.
In general, like I know, and this may sound bad, may come off as bad, but I don't give to receive. However, I know when you give, you will receive. That's just how it works. I mean, usually.
Well, that do unto others, right?
Yeah.
I always loved Zig Ziglar's line. And Zig Ziglar was a motivational speaker from Yazoo City.
I didn't know he was from there.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
That's why he sounds like us.
I know he sounds like us, but
But he said you can have anything you want in life as long as you help enough other people get what they want in life.
that's one of my favorite quotes.
Me too. And the other one, Archie Manning's daddy. We're talking about Archie being from Drew. And when I put this in the book, that before Archie went off to Ole Miss, he said, son, I want to tell you something. Whatever happens in life, just be a good guy.
Yeah.
And I never, for whatever reason, when I read that in Archie's book, so I'm lucky enough to have Archie's cell phone number, and I texted him, and I said, look, can I put that line in my book? And he said, yeah, I'd love for you to. So it's in, I was like, I don't want to quote you quoting your dad without asking you first.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that line. Just it's not hard. Just be a good dude,
And I'm assuming that I don't know the exact connection, but the Mannings have some kind of ties to Philadelphia, I guess.
His
they're
wife's
married
from
or
Philadelphia, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's the general store there in Philadelphia?
Williams Brothers.
That's her family.
That's what I was trying to.
Yeah.
I've never really figured the connection out. I just know they're always down there when they come to town. And,
Yep.
Actually, so I have a barbecue and hot sauce now.
I saw that.
I just got it in there, and I just felt that was cool because it's like one of the oldest stores.
Yeah.
In Mississippi.
In the whole state, yeah.
In the whole state. I think they said that there's one down in South Mississippi that's the oldest.
There's one in the Wright Simmons store just off 40, which is just straight south of you. Is you know what Tomb Shuba is? Kewanee.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Kewanee one stop. You go straight past Kewanee one stop, and it's down there on the left, Wright Simmons store.
Yeah, that.
But I don't know if it's
there,
continuously been open the whole time.
Yeah, Williamsville has been.
Yeah,
They've never closed,
Never closed.
through like Great Depression, 2 World Wars. It's just an impressive place.
it is. Everybody needs. I mean, they'll slice bacon or sell you a saddle or whatever. You know.
This is gonna sound bad, but when I was a kid, I used to hate that bacon because it had the rind.
Oh yeah, my granddaddy loved rind on bacon.
I hated it, but now it tastes good.
I still would rather have it without the rind. Personally.
Yeah, I like it without the rind, but something about getting it from there, cut fresh, it just don't.
There's
taste
some
the same.
pictures somewhere of Peyton cutting bacon in that store that I've seen a couple times. But it was funny. But you know, none of people say, "Well, Archie doesn't come back to Drew," but he has no family here anymore. He probably knows 4 people in Drew at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's he gonna come back to Drew to do? Hang out with me? I mean, he don't know me that well.
Yeah, I've.
He still loves Drew, but it's just like, what's he gonna do if he comes?
I think they tend to go to the fair a lot. From
They
what
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a lot there, but there's so much still there for them to do. That's my point. Is like you got stuff there, they can go hang out in Philadelphia. But if they come here, I think they come and go to the cemetery. I mean, everybody they know from Drew is in the cemetery for the most part. But his mama stayed here. Now they came pretty regular when his mama was living. She never left, and his sister stayed here until their mama passed away. And then when their mama passed away, Miss Pam moved to Oxford. Well, they live in Plain Air. I don't know if you know where Plain Air is. It's outside of Oxford.
I know where Oxford is.
But yeah, they've been gone. I mean, and there's really no. There's one Manning left. Miss Manning. It was Reese Manning's wife. I think she might have moved to Cleveland, but there really isn't any Mannings at all. And there used to be a bunch of Mannings here.
Mm-hmm. I've never met one outside of. I haven't even met them. I've seen them, around Williamsville, around the fair, but they can't really go out when they come.
No.
I mean, because they're just way too famous. Like, even, and I never. People are like, oh, you're getting famous. I mean, people know me, but I ain't famous.
Where is the most ridiculous place you've been recognized?
Everywhere, like the bathroom at stores, and they're like, you over here peeing, and they're like, what's up, man? I'm just like trying to shake your hand in the bathroom and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, nah. I'm like, here,
Give me fist bump, fine. That I got recognized in Nashville the other day. That was kind of cool. It was cool, and I like it. I mean, like I'm cool with it.
The most interesting one that I ever got noticed. So, one of my best friend since kindergarten, we play a competitive card game. We played it since we were kids, and he's way better at it than me. But we'll go to the same one every now and then. We were in Indianapolis, and we were just chit chatting, and some guy walks up. He's like, man, I think he asked for my autograph or something. And this was like before I even did Facebook or anything. I really wasn't even that big on TikTok. And
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah, at the event, and it was from the brisket videos and all that, the potluck review, whatever. I do all kinds of stuff. But he was like, and my friend was like,
What's happening?
I mean, because this guy, he's known me since we were
your
kids.
Get weirded out by it?
I asked my daughter the other day because
my kids get weirded out. They're like, "What is going on? Why are people coming up to you and speaking to you?"
my oldest son, he gets weirded out by it, but my oldest daughter, I asked her the other day because like 3 or 4 people stopped us at Walmart, and the people at Walmart wanted to take a picture, and I was like, at this point, I just do what I just do it. It don't bother me. I enjoy it, but I was like, do you think this is weird? Because if ever my kids feel like heavily affected by it,
then you got to look at it different.
Yeah, I had to shut it down, and I'm not necessarily an outgoing person, but I've kind of forced myself to be through being a business owner and things like that. But I asked her, I was like, do you think that's weird? She said, not really.
So that's the thing, my being in there in Napier, I've gotten to be friends with them, and they have little bitty kids, two little bitty girls. And I know that there have been some moments for them, I don't want to air what they say to me, but where it got really uncomfortable for their children. And I'm like, because that's a whole nother level of fame right there.
Now, who are you talking about?
Ben and Aaron Napier have the show Hometown in Laurel.
Yeah.
And like they're like on the cover of People magazine and on the hanging out with Jay Leno and all this stuff. So they're a whole nother level of fame than what me and you know. And like people come and stalk them and stalk their children and stuff.
That's gonna happen one time.
Yeah, it's like that's getting a little. I don't want to be. I don't think I want to be that famous. I don't think.
I don't know if I do. Have you ever heard of Justin Nunley?
Yeah,
he's very. I mean, he kind of blew up, not necessarily overnight because that don't happen, but
comedian down there on the coast. Yeah.
Yeah, and he made a video about people coming to his house. He's like, "Look, I love y'all." He said, "If you see me in public, let's talk." He said, "But if you come to my house," he said, "do not expect to be greeted with anything but no."
Yeah, so that has not happened to me. I live on a dead end road. If you're coming out there, you're either hunting, you're farming, or you're coming to see me. I'm the only one at the end of that road. And you know, now when I was judge for 14 years. I lived here in town, and there was always somebody looking for me at my house, and that was worse than people wanting to just hang out with you because they like you. This was like people not liking you.
Yeah, you had a target on you back then.
Let me tell you a crazy story. So, gosh, it was, and I think I told this on the podcast a few weeks ago, but I got a call one day from the sheriff, and the sheriff said, the FBI is fixing to call you. And they wanted me to do a courtesy call first because you would think it's a scam or a prank. And so, sure enough, I hang up the phone with him. 30 seconds later, phone ring, and this guy says, I'm such and such with the FBI. I'm out of the Columbus, Mississippi office. I didn't even know the FBI had a Columbus office. So I really would have thought it was a scam, you know, because
like y'all ain't in Columbus.
Yeah, that's what I would have said. And he said, Judge Shurden, we got a credible, and that's what he said. It was crazy because he said a credible threat on your life. And I thought, a credible threat on my life, and I laughed because it was so common for people to go, I hate you, dealing with people. I mean, you got.
Yeah.
I'm driving. I'm not driving a train, but I get blamed if it runs off the tracks a lot.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, I don't know what to tell you. That kind of comes with the territory. But ended up for a couple of weeks there, and this is what was happening. Somebody was calling a cell phone and leaving threatening voicemails from me, but it wasn't my cell phone.
Oh.
And they didn't know who. They just knew Judge Shurden. So they turned all that over to the FBI. They didn't know who to call, so they called the FBI. And the FBI tracked me down, and they finally tracked this guy down. And it ended up being this guy that I had put in jail for threatening to kill somebody. So go figure. And he's just off a little bit. He was probably harmless, but it was actually, I felt better at once I knew who it was, because for a couple of weeks I wore a pistol on my side. Because I didn't know what was going on. I just knew that somebody was threatening to kill me. And then once I found out, I was like, oh, he's harmless. I was like, I'm not toting that pistol anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine being a judge, especially in a small town.
Well, I thought about it. I sit in my recliner, and there's a big glass window behind me, and I thought, nobody get any bad ideas, but I thought it'd be real easy to just come up in my yard and shoot me through the window.
Yeah.
With me sitting there watching TV. Nobody would ever know who did it.
I mean, now that my stuff's starting to kind of take off and stuff, I mean, it's definitely something you got to think about. But you
ain't had that happen yet.
I ain't had nobody. Well, now I have had people, especially about the 6'5" Creedmoor stuff, they're like, you wouldn't say this in person. I'll meet you at Walmart right now. You know,
over the Creedmoor videos?
Oh yeah, the Creedmoor videos.
Like they're wanting to fight you over there?
Yes, they want to fight me over it. And then the hunting dog. I made one about hunting dogs. And that one was just a joke. I don't care if people hunt with dogs or not. But actually, the consensus on the hunting dog thing, like not a hunting dog like rabbit hunt. I'm talking about people that run deer with dogs. Yeah. That's actually, like, I'd say probably 80% of people do not jive with that. I don't personally care.
I don't either. I'm kind of at this point. It's so few of us hunting, and we've got such a small voting block when it comes to politics side of that. I'm like, I hope we can figure out a way for all of us to be on kind of the same page, because my fear has always been, and of course, I think the gun control narrative shifted after COVID because people saw that society could break down.
Yeah, they hopped off that.
It does seem like it's changed, but I was afraid they were going to outlaw guns that we legitimately hunted with. And I'm like, I could see a point, or even the vegetarians and the PETA people, that seemed to be kind of, I think keto had something to do with that, because everybody's like, eat meat, we want beef fat fries and all this stuff. Yeah,
the beef fat, you can tell the difference when you fry and beef fat, especially fries. And there's not many chain restaurants that do it. I'm trying to eat healthier. even though I do these food reviews and stuff, I try to eat fairly healthy.
Man, I'm terrible.
I mean, fried chicken ain't healthy, but when it's fried in beef fat, it's a little better.
So they say. I don't know if it's, but that's the other
Nobody
thing.
knows.
Hell, I don't know. Because I grow soybeans, and
Apparently
vegetable oil is soybean oil.
So that's your business.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's worse or not. I really don't.
Nobody
They say it is, but I think probably it's a lot of it has to do with how much of it you're consuming.
I think if you stay active, I mean, you just think about like speaking about like the old generation and people, great grandpa, like you just didn't see people have health problems like my grandma.
But so many of them died in their 60s back then too.
That too, but they had a good life. They had a healthy life. But health, they had a.
I tell you what was bad back in the day. People forget diabetes was a death sentence back in the day because they didn't know how to manage it.
If you got it, you were just finished.
My granddad had it, and he was not healthy because of the diabetes. Other than that, he was healthy. And then so my granddaddy lived to 62. My daddy died at 63.
Ooh.
In 2006, 20 years ago. But yeah, it is.
Yeah, you need to watch what you eat.
Did you see? Well, I'm adopted, so I don't even know. So I extra need to watch what I eat. But did you see Dick Van Dyke turned 100?
Yeah, I seen
the
that.
Mary Poppins guy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see him doing his exercises?
I didn't.
It was like he was on his back and he was doing his feet around like this, and he said, "I do about 200 of these a day." And I'm like, that dude is 100 years old and he's in better shape than I am.
Chuck Norris does,
and he's
80 something.
got
I
to
think
be getting close to 90, doesn't he?
He got to be 90. I mean, because Walker Texas Ranger he wasn't young in Walker Texas Ranger.
He wasn't. Yeah, no, he wasn't. He was probably close to my age then.
Yeah, had to be. And he was.
See, I remember the old movies he was in, like Green Beret. Was it Green Beret? Was one of his movies? That ain't it.
That Bruce Lee movie that he was in.
Yeah, well, that was the first one. Yeah, that was the first one.
That was his big hit.
Yeah, supposedly, like Bruce Lee couldn't do anything with him.
Yeah, because
in real life,
because he's a real. I think Chuck Norris is like a real.
Oh, he's the real deal.
Karate guy. Like he's an old school karate. Like, kick your head off.
It's hurt you.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with those people.
I don't want to mess with him now.
No, I wouldn't mess with. Yeah. That's another thing. Like these days, everybody trains some kind of martial art or something. You just need to be another thing about them bad reviews and stuff. You do the wrong review on the wrong person.
That could hurt you.
Yeah, they might put you down.
Well, the same thing with walking up to somebody in the bar and wanting to fight them. You don't never know. You walk up to you or something, and you're trained, and this dude's just a fighter, and bam, that's over with. He's hurting in the hospital.
Yeah.
Because you see those videos all the time where they pick on a guy and come to find out he was an MMA fighter. Mm-hmm. And he's picking on the MMA. He doesn't know. And so, that, in a way, it's kind of like when you know everybody got a gun, it makes things safer in a weird way because you're like, I'm not picking that fight because that dude might pull his gun out and shoot me, you know.
Yeah, I actually trained the MMA for about 8 months to a year, just long enough to figure out that it wasn't for me. You get hit in the face a couple times and break your nose a couple times. You're just like,
well, that's Mike Tyson's line. Everybody got a plan till they get hit in the face,
And that's accurate. You get hit, and especially like,
I would be more worried about being choked out. Because you can get hurt like that. People don't realize. Cut that circulation off of your brain can really hurt you.
I've been choked out. Well, no, I saw the light. There's a light that you see.
So you had sense enough to tap out at that point.
Yeah, when I seen the light, I was like, okay, yeah, we got. Because I was like, I'm really competitive, so I didn't want to get choked out.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with somebody that actually knows what they're doing, you don't really have an option. So I still remember that to
that's
day.
my thing. I'm competitive enough. I think I would wait too late to tap out, and I'd end up getting hurt, like for real, getting hurt. Because that happens.
It happens. It's fun though. I think it's one of the funnest things I ever did. The only reason
where'd you train?
I'll just give a free shout out to him. Primal MMA in Forest, Mississippi.
Really?
Yeah. Coach Caleb Harris and Dustin DePuma. They're the coaches down there. And yeah, they're the real deal. I'm not. So I would still train if I live closer to Forest. It's like 45 minutes from me. It was just fun to me. I mean,
did you work out every day or try to?
Yeah, I've been a certified personal trainer since I was like out of college, like right out of college, and I never really did anything with it. I just because I do air conditioning work and I've trained here and there, like I'll pick it up and put it down, but I'm not reliable enough. Like I'm liable to stop working out for 2 or 3 months at a time.
When or 2 or 3 years at the time.
Yeah.
I joined it, so they opened the gym at the hospital some years back, and I was not in good shape, and I said, I'm gonna go down there and start training. And they had a couple of guys they hired that were trainers, and they were doing CrossFit.
Oh,
And
that's rough.
I said, well, I don't know what and I really didn't know because I don't know that world at all. And he's like, well, we're going to, you don't really need to be doing strength training. Of course, now everybody's saying you need to be, at my age, you need strength training. Well, this was 10 years ago. So I'm doing CrossFit, and I leave that place every day thinking I'm going to throw up. I never do, but I'm
You still do it?
No, I quit years ago.
Oh, you quit the CrossFit?
I quit the CrossFit because I'm getting to that part of the story.
Whew, I thought
so I've been doing it about 6 to 8 months. I was maybe 9 months in even. I've been doing it a while. And I walked in one day and I looked at the guy and I said, if I leave here today and I think I'm going to throw up, I'm not coming back. Because
that's just a sign.
I do see some improvement, but not much. But I leave every day and I feel bad for 2 or 3 hours. Literally, they would work you. And I'm competitive. So you're always trying to beat your time. And the worst thing you can do at CrossFit, I found out, was get in a class with a bunch of women because they're 50, 60 pounds lighter than you.
Oh, you can't compete with them.
You cannot, and I'm stupid enough. I'm trying to hang. So every day,
because you're a man, you can't. I know the feeling.
And they will run you. Them women will run you in the ground. And the funny thing was, I'm a terrible runner, and my knees are all messed up, and I broke my leg real bad one time. So when everybody else ran, I did the row machine, which was the only thing I actually enjoyed. I could pull the chain out of that thing, which they thought was weird because I would row as far as everybody else would run. Other than that, I hated every single minute. I hate running. And the last day I left, I used to do a live spot on the radio, and I felt so nauseous. I left, and I had a 4-door pickup. I rolled all the windows down, and it was about as cold as it is today.
Uh-huh.
And I sat there and was on the radio, and I was just going.
Yeah.
And when I called the guy later, I said, man, I'm sorry. I know I sounded terrible, but I had that cold wind blowing across me. You know, that nauseous feeling where you're just clammy.
It feels better, though, when you got that wind.
Yeah. So, true story. And I was like, never went back. Was paid through the year, never went back.
Same with the martial arts. Like I said, once I figured out it really probably ain't for me, I think I paid for like another month or two, and I was just like, I might go one. I was going for like 4 or 5 days a week. Then I went down to 3 or 4, 2 or 3, and then one, none.
I think that MMA stuff is something you got to kind of be committed.
You got to be committed. You can't.
Like
you don't play that. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't play that
because you can get legitimately get hurt.
Yeah, you can. Luckily, I've just always liked that. So I was like, well, maybe I can do it and be good at it. And I was decent, but not enough to ever actually get into a ring with anybody. Like I was decent to train. Like I can look good training
with somebody.
I can look good training, but in a real fight, I just know I wouldn't have that mental to keep going when you actually start taking some crazy licks or something. So you just gotta know what your strong suits are.
Yeah, I think that's life, isn't it? Kind of figuring out. I'm really good at just let me focus on this.
I've tried. I have done so much stuff in my short life. It's not if I'll pick stuff up. Talking about the CrossFit, I only did that one day though. I learned quick.
I don't know why I stuck with it as long as I did. Honestly,
I went one day. Speaking of, I went to the women's class. I guess because I didn't know what time they met, and he told me, he said, "Don't go all out." I went all out.
Well, they told me to go all out every day.
Oh yeah, they weren't playing.
They were not playing.
Yeah, I said I was sore for a week after that. My legs were. I mean, it felt like my legs were.
The worst thing to me was when you started doing the downward dog and the planking at the end, because I could plank, and I could plank a long time. I had pretty good core strength then, but I could plank, and it was like you were squeezing a lemon. It would just the sweat would come out of my face, and there would be a pool. Yeah. On the floor right there, and I'm like, why am I doing this to myself here? Because I don't feel any better, really.
You know what? When I work out a lot, I feel worse.
Say, I wonder, is it because you're sore, or because I never was sore doing it? That's one thing I'll say on the CrossFit. I was just exhausted all the
Exhausted,
time.
yeah.
I mean, it just took everything out of me. But no, my Michael Manning, Manning from here, who's a doctor, and he has the men's clinic in Madison, and he's big into, he said, Stafford, you're the age, and of course I'm 20 years older than you, but he said, you're the age you need to be thinking about testosterone levels and weight training, because there's such a correlation between, and this is him telling me this, I'm not smart enough to know it, but between loss of muscle mass and aging.
That's what gets people.
Yeah, and so I'm active enough. He told me, he said, you're probably active enough, you're going to be all right, but he does have me on testosterone.
Yeah, so a lot of people, like even me, talking about bad comments on Facebook, somebody was like, you're talking about these 6'5" Creedmoors and you don't even have the testosterone to grow a good beard. And I wrote back, I was like, you do realize that testosterone does not have anything to do with beard genetics.
Yeah.
It has an effect on the actual growth of the hair, but not the patchy stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, my testosterone was low for a while, but then I kind of started eating right and, playing around with
Eating a lot of meat helps with testosterone, they say.
But
B12 too. Everybody talks about
yeah,
B12,
B12,
but if you're eating a lot of beef, you eating steak, your B12 is probably good.
Yeah, it's usually like every time I go to the doctor, everything's always good for the most part, because there was a time where I was kind of sick after COVID, and I'm 193 pounds right now. I got down to like 158. That's how sick I was, and my testosterone was low, everything was low, but I was like, I'm not gonna get on this life, because I was only like 26 then, because you got to be on that stuff.
Yeah.
Or you ain't got to be on it forever, but.
Oh yeah, your age, you don't want to be taking that.
No.
So I use a cream now, and I did the shots. I didn't like the shots.
Oh,
I had the spike, and in the fall, and the spike in the fall, and most people it's not a problem because we were doing it once a week, but it made me break out like I was in high school, and I called Dr. Manning, and I was like, dude, I went through puberty once. I'm not doing puberty again at 50-something years old, you know. And so they came back and they adjusted some things, and it still was doing it. And he said, let's try the cream. We're not real fond of the cream. I have done wonders with the cream. It's leveled it out.
No
you do it
bad side
daily.
effects.
You do it every day. And they were worried that you couldn't absorb enough. But they've got some new stuff, and I was like, I think it's, I can tell a difference.
You rubbed it like in your armpits?
No. So you rub it where you think that we can't talk about.
Oh, so that's why it absorbs now. Because, they used to rub it in the armpits.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing.
You rub it on your boys down there.
Oh, yeah. So you absorbed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were very clear. Like, it has to go there.
Because I've seen people doing it on their armpits, because they say you absorb through your armpits or something.
Yeah, they've tried a lot of different stuff. And in fact, when they first put me on it, it's cool. You get this little thing, and it clicks, and that's how you dose it. And they go like, do 3 clicks. And I went, I think this stuff is working. And we went back, and they were like, you're way too high. You're like 1,200.
Oh, yeah. You were feeling good.
I was feeling good. I come in and turn this table over, man.
But you ain't been.
I'm ready to do MMA.
You ain't been working out, though.
No, but I work.
You work with your hands.
I work with my hands. I'm hard living, working every day. Out on the farm, lifting big things at Poly Pike, and it ain't HVAC working at it.
Yeah. Like I used to, which I don't do as much HVAC anymore. I really am doing most of the social media stuff, like 90% of the time, because it's just for a while there, air conditioning was like my passion. I was like, this is what my
and it pays good, and it's a good living.
It's a good living
if you know how to do it.
Yeah, it's a good living. It's not as good as it was. I will say that.
Why is that? Is there more people in it?
I live in Philadelphia, Mississippi, and there's probably 30 people doing it in Philadelphia, Mississippi, which is fine. I believe in free enterprise. I think anybody should be able to start a business anytime they want. The state implemented a new state law where you have to have a contractor's license directly through the state. They superseded the cities, which that's a whole nother legal conundrum. But the cities didn't fight back. So
that should make it go the other way, shouldn't it? It should be fewer.
But it hasn't. It's went the other way.
People are doing it on the
even more slick.
Yeah.
But I don't even really do it anymore. I do it for people I know, people that call me, but I don't advertise. I just lost my. I like it, but I don't love it anymore. I like it because it is a means to an income.
I I've done in this building, which I mean, you can probably look around and tell I've done a little bit of everything in here myself because I had no money when we opened this place 21 years ago. But I had a friend that was an air conditioner man, Guy Cox. He's passed away now. When I put the roof on, I don't know anything about roofing. I don't know anything about air conditioning work, HVAC, all that stuff, electrical. But I'd call a guy and I said, look, I think I need to do some flashing on this roof. I'm gonna put metal, and it's a flat roof. I'm gonna have to flash it. So he was just down the street and he had a sheet metal break down there. So he brought me in there, showed me how to use a sheet metal break. So I broke sheet metal all the way over the bricks, and flashed it on down. He got up there and he says, man, I'm gonna give you a job.
Yeah.
And I said, not doing this, you're not. This is BS. I'm not doing this.
You don't want to do
living.
that work.
Sheet metal work.
Yeah, that's a dying thing. Like most time,
they buy it pre-made now.
everything's pretty much pre-made. I owned a sheet metal brake for just a short time. I actually just sold it not too long ago because I never used it. I would use it once of 6 months maybe.
He made everything down there. I mean, like he was old school.
Yeah, he built the ducts.
He built all his ducts. Now we did do that round pipe out there came from him. He had it. I mean, people were real cool. Everybody wanted to see Drew have a restaurant. When I kind of said what I was doing, like my friend Tom Davis came in, helped me paint the ceiling. Guy was like, "Oh, I've got this duct work that'll work that's left over from another job. You can have it." True story. We bought the original air conditioner in here from a guy that supposedly practiced voodoo.
Oh,
Supposedly,
Cursed.
allegedly. And I went out there. He had bought a wrecked 18-wheeler full of HVAC stuff. And we went out there and he matched up a good heater with a good inside, and I mean a good heater coil with a good compressor and all that stuff that were kind of dented, but nothing, just cosmetic. And it ran in here until 2 years ago.
Well, what I'm seeing now, and I'll just tell you, this is what I've seen in the last few years of air conditioning world. It's getting so expensive. So
To replace an air conditioner is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, and like on a new build, I don't know how people. I mean, I guess if you build a new house, you just kind of got to do it. But like used to, you could get a whole central unit put in a house for $6,000, on a new construction house, and now it's probably double, triple. I don't fool with new
it costs
construction
you
anymore.
$6,000 to do replacement work now.
Yeah, just replacement and more. Really, some of these companies, So what's happening is a lot of the good, like the bigger air conditioning companies, are getting bought out by like Chinese subsidiaries and things like that.
So it's a big deal. What's happening on a lot of these when these older guys retire? These other guys will come in and roll them up, 4 or 5 of these big guys that are retiring, and then they'll sell to private equity.
Yeah, the private equity is taking over.
And then HVAC is the big one. That's the one that like plumbing companies, all that kind of stuff, because they know AI can't take it over.
AI can't take it, and like they can get eventually. If you have the monopoly on it, you can charge whatever you want, and people got to have air, so they have to. Like now, they got. I've never pushed this, but they got like 20. Like some of the air conditioning finance companies have 20-year notes on air conditioners. Because some of these
it's
guys,
so damn high.
Yeah, because some of these guys are going around like some of these huge private equity companies. They're telling people like $25,000 for just a regular air conditioning unit.
I put you might have seen it in the kitchen. We need a little more air in the kitchen, so I ordered one of those mini splits and put
Online
it in myself.
Well, I use them. There ain't nothing wrong with them.
There ain't nothing wrong with them. They're really, really efficient. They're quiet.
I found a couple. I have a source, and we actually did private label on some air conditioners a while back. Everyone ever put in still Jenna.
I bought this one from a restaurant supply company, and I could buy it cheaper from them because I had an account with them than I could buy it anywhere, even on Amazon or something like that. And they come, the lines already have Freon in them, so when you tighten it up, it breaks that seal, so you don't have to draw a vacuum or anything.
So you just do stuff easy.
Yeah, you end up with a little extra line.
Yeah, it don't look as pretty, but
yeah, it's sitting up on the roof so nobody can see it, but I got line coiled up,
Do you want to know something funny about that?
Yeah.
I called because I was wondering about that. I said, why do they always send these with so much line? And I called one of the manufacturers one time. I was like, hey, somebody I'd heard on or seen it on the website somewhere that it's supposed to have a minimum amount of line. And the engineers said, no, you got to leave that line. And they said that coiling it up does not do anything to it. But I've heard other people say that it's not good for it. So it's one of them questions that you don't really. At my house, I coiled it up on one of mine, and it never it ain't missed a
what
beat.
they told, what the paperwork said was that what's in the compressor and in the line is the proper amount of refrigeration.
Yeah.
So if you shortened it,
Then
you
it's-
wouldn't have the right amount of refrigeration in it. Is what the book says that came with it.
It's
So I
either
was
that or-
like, okay.
It's either that or make it look like spaghetti noodles everywhere.
I just coiled it up.
I've seen people do the spaghetti noodle thing.
It's coiled up, but it's insulate. You know, they got insulation on that line too.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured it was. I mean, it's been running ever since. That thing will boat. You know, you look at it sometime, it'll be blowing smoke. It's so cold.
Yeah, those things get cold.
And just super efficient. And that one's got heat on it too.
Yeah.
We don't ever use the heat. Kitchen doesn't need
Yeah,
heat.
you don't
but-
need heat.
But it's got both. But yeah, it is weird where the rest of the world have been using those things for 40 years, and we're just now starting to use them.
Well, when they first came out here, they were very, very expensive. Like, very. So they've actually been one of the only things that's went down.
Yeah, they're cheaper than what they were.
They're cheaper, and plus the competition, and they're so easy to install. I mean, you can't go around, which some of them still do. They still, like that one you got. I mean, you can get them online for $500, $600, $700. And
Yeah,
for
I bought a big
small
one, and it was like $700-800.
Yeah, and
For a big one.
and if you would have called one of these big private equity air conditioning companies, they probably told you $10,000 to put it in.
Yeah, $2 or $3 grand at least.
At least, I mean,
Just
at
to
least.
install, just on the install.
Just
probably.
yeah. I mean, I believe people making money, but at some
I've
point,
got a friend that's in HVAC, and so he takes good care of me. It's the guy I was talking about. His son still does it, and like, I got his cell number, and I'll just text him and say, "Man, the thing I loved about Guy Cox is Guy knew I had enough knowledge to do a little something, so he would say, "All right, take that front panel off."
they won't do
Look
that
at
no more.
Yeah, he would. He was one of
Yeah.
those guys, is what I'm saying. Yeah, nobody else would do that. He's like, I'm Xbox, I can't be there till tonight, but if you do this, this, and this, and I would be like, Guy, I don't have the knowledge to do what you're asking me to do.
Yeah.
This is the reason I called you. And he's, no, you can do it.
You can
And
do
sure
it.
enough, he'd be right. I'd twist the screw and check a connection, and he'd say, it's doing this. You know, this is a new computer board. And 2 or 3 minutes later, a lot of times he'd have me back
See-
going, or he would say, I know, he would say, I got a starting capacitor on an old unit I pulled off. It's behind my shop. Go down there, pull it off. It's sitting right on the back corner. I'd go get it, go up on the roof, put the starting capacitor on, everything be fine. You know?
Those days are just so like, which I mean that probably wasn't even that long ago, but I had actually looked into that one time. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start a tech support, like people can call. I didn't really know how to make people pay for it or anything. I didn't know if it would work, but I started looking into it. The liability was so high.
Telling
on
somebody
it.
they get electrocuted or something
Yeah,
like that.
but like say you would have did that, you were talking to him and then it pops you one time, you'd be like, oh crap, but you're not gonna sue him.
right.
But-
he knew that.
But people nowadays, I mean, they looking for something, hunting for something to just get that winning ticket.
Well, and that stuff is so weird too. Like I bought, Energy had a program where you could buy the program, not the programmable thermostats, but the one you can change off your phone.
Yeah.
And so I bought one for my house and got it hooked up and programmed. And we have 2 units here. So I bought 2 more, and they were like $80 or something, where they're normally $250 or something like that. Hooked one up on this one, hooked up, I could never get it to work. And I mean, I played with that thing. And so finally I just called like I said, hey man, I got to have some help. And they came in about 10 minutes, they had it going.
Yeah.
Now what I was doing wrong, I'd put 2 of them in, no problem. And in fact, one of them, like they didn't have a common hot coming into it. So I had to steal something off of something else. I can't turn my fan on.
Oh yeah.
You know
it's
what I mean?
always-
I had to
yeah.
steal the fan on one because it 40 feet to the actual unit from where the thermostat is. So I figured that out. I'm like, how can I figure that out? And I can't make this one run, and the air conditioner is just right here, right by it.
That's very common with those smart thermostats, which I hate those smart thermostats personally. Some people love them, but you talking about all these power cooperatives are doing these little rebates on them now, so everybody's getting them. But what it is for me, like if I put it in for like some old customer, they will
can't work
be
it?
calling and calling every day. They'll call about every day. This thing just ain't working, and I'll go out. I'll say it's working fine. And they'll be like, I hate that thing. So I end up changing about half of them out every time I put
Well,
one
what
in.
I like about it is if I'm out of town and they leave, I'll check and make sure. And I'll, like this time of the year, especially when it's cold, we'll run it up to like 72 during the day to keep it warm in the dining room. But at night, I'll run it back to 65.
Yeah, so you ain't eating
But
bill.
our hours are kind of funny, and so instead of having a programmable one, I just run it up and down. And then now certain times of the year it's so damn cold you can't run it back.
Oh, you got to
lose
leave
the
it.
ground. But at our house, the only time we ever do that is if we're out of town, I'll change it.
Yeah, we got mini splits in our house.
Excuse me.
Them little ductless units. That's all we got in our house.
Man, I love them. I just bought a house about a year ago that we're redoing it and gonna flip it or rent it out or something. I think that's what I'm gonna put in it. It had window units in it.
Yeah, if it had window units, it'd be 10 times better.
It's so small, there's really not a place to put, unless you put a package unit at the back, there's really not a good place to put an air conditioner.
Yeah, package units too aggravating.
I don't like them.
Nobody wants to do no duct work no more. But I got them little. I got one in my bedroom, one in my living room. So you can have the living room 75 degrees.
Yeah.
My son's room. I walked in one day in the summer. He had the heat on. He's like, yeah. He's like, I've been sleeping with a fan every night. He's like, I'm like, why didn't you ask me? Like, because I don't, I mean, he's 11, 12.
So he was hot and didn't realize that he had the heat on?
No, he just had the heat on and just burning up in there. I said, well, I mean, you just wasting the bill. And I turned it off. I figured out he can handle the heat. So I got his set on like 78 in the summertime since he can handle the heat so good. He sleeps with a fan anyway, so.
I tell this story on talking about Guy Cox. My wife called me one day and she said, you need to call Guy because our air conditioner's not working. And I said, well, what do you mean it's not working? She said, will not get below 69 degrees. I was like,
oh, man.
Baby, if I call Guy, he's going to laugh in my face now.
69 degrees.
69 degrees. She said, well, I got set on 65. This is all true. She's going to kill me. She won't even watch this, so it's fine.
Yeah,
and so I called Guy, and I said, look, I told her I'd call. I already know what you're going to say, but I told her I'd call. He said, you need to do her like I do my wife. She has a thermostat that isn't connected to the air conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a thermostat in the closet that is connected to it.
So she thinks she's doing
And I told that story at his funeral.
Oh, that's a good one.
She's sitting there, and she goes, I had no idea. She never knew.
I got a funny story about that. The first viral video I ever posted on TikTok was my wife was bad about like this time of year when it gets like 50 and it'd be like 20 in the morning and then like 70 in the evening.
Yeah.
Mississippi for you.
Yeah.
So I'd come
heat
home.
at night, air conditioning during the day.
Yes, and I'd come home. She'd have the heat blaring. I'm talking about blaring because she stayed home mom, so she wouldn't go outside. Some day, and I'd come home, so she'd be thinking it's still 20 degrees, and have it 78 in the house. I'd come in after working all day and be burning up. So my first video was me. I was like, all right, my wife keeps messing with the thermostat. I'm gonna show y'all what to do. So I unhooked the heat wire and just tucked it back in the wall when I left for work. That way there was no.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Did you really do it, or did you just
really did it? Really did it. That was my first viral video. I can't remember if I think I did leave it unhooked for a day or two because this was when it was like.
It's like, did you see the Chris Lynn video I did? Me and Chris.
I had seen him around, but I never.
So his first viral video was something similar.
Mm-hmm.
His wife said, "Whatever, I got stuff for you to do today. I better not see your boat hooked to that tractor." And so he goes outside and he gets on his lawnmower and said, she didn't say nothing about the lawnmower.
Yeah, she didn't say
and he
nothing.
pulled the boat down there. I said, was that real? He said, yes.
Yeah, you got to do some crazy stuff sometimes.
And so he pulled the boat down there and went fishing off his lawnmower.
Now, where is he? Is he from Mississippi?
Vicksburg.
I guess I just have not.
He is pretty funny. He's not even trying to be funny. He's just one of those guys. He's just funny. And I mean, his lawnmower does 20 miles an hour. So he's always coming in sideways on it and all this stuff. And he will race anything with a motor in it.
He just likes to race and stuff?
He likes to race. Grew up on the river, kind of, I ain't going to say hard, because they had a good life, listen to him tell it. But they fished, the way their folks made a living, they fished the river and sold it on Saturdays. That ain't easy in my book.
No, fishing,
for a living.
Not for a living. I wouldn't want to do it for a living.
On the Mississippi River.
Mississippi, I think I was reading something where Mississippi is one of the top states for content creators.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because there's a lot of. There's a lot of. There's a girl down in like Hattiesburg.
Mississippi Meemaw?
She's pretty big.
I know her.
she's pretty big. And then there's one.
She's cool. She's really cool though, and that everybody says is her accent real. Her accent is 100% real. She's 100% a real person.
Well, they talk like that down there in South Mississippi, and
but I mean, I know I talk funny too, but
we all do. People are asking me. They don't know I'm from Mississippi in a lot of these videos and stuff that I make. They're like, well, next time you're in Mississippi, I'm like, can you not hear my?
Yeah, same.
Can you not hear my voice?
Right.
Do I not? I kind of get offended.
Or I'll say something's good, and somebody will be like, "Go back north, Yankee," and I'm like, "What?
Like what?
Where
you not hear me?"
Yankee out of this accent.
Which, like, people in the Delta talk different than people in Central Mississippi, South Mississippi.
It's a fact.
And, I mean, it's crazy how much.
Meemaw's awesome. She's the one that did the pickled Dr. Pepper at Sonic. So you can go to Sonic and get pickles in your Dr. Pepper, and it went viral. Like, she was on ABC.
And that's why they brought it in?
Yes, because of her video.
Know that.
Here's what's craziest about that. So she creates the original video. It goes viral. Hundreds of millions of views, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so many views and so viral that Google made it part of their year-end thing. Didn't even use her video, used somebody else's.
Boy, I'd be so
Called
mad.
her and asked her, could they use the video? She said, yes, sign all the paperwork. And then Google didn't even use her stuff. And I was like, that doesn't even seem fair.
Yeah, I have a problem with people stealing my videos. Like, I mean, there ain't really much you can do about it because the internet's like the wild, wild west. Like, there's laws and stuff, like copyright laws, but at the end of the day,
you don't mean steal your ideas. You mean straight up steal your videos.
Just like literally take my videos and post the same video.
Yeah.
And I don't care if people like take it and like commentate on it. Like, that's fair use. I mean, you can't do nothing about it.
And it probably helps you. That probably
it helps me if they credit me. And I always try to like give credit to people and like.
Well, I did see somebody was on TikTok or something. Not TikTok, X.
Whatever it is.
Twitter, yeah. And they just made a whole page. It wasn't even you.
Yeah, just steal my content. And people on Facebook, my talking deer videos, I only put them on TikTok at first. And somebody was on Facebook reposting them and getting millions of views. Well, I guess
and get paid for that.
Yeah, because they get paid for it. But I guess it was just, and I couldn't do nothing about it. There was no way to. There's really no. You can report it, but
yeah, if you post there, you can hit the button to protect your original content.
But if you don't post it there,
yeah, if you hadn't posted it there, yeah,
because they don't know it's not you.
Yep.
But there's some girl. She's young, and I think his name's like Kylie Pitts or something. You ever heard of that one?
Yeah, I have.
Well, she's like got 2 million followers on TikTok and all kinds of. That's when you start really getting into the. Well,
that's like you were talking about David Ellis, y'all.
He's been doing it forever,
dude. He is killing it, and he makes good stuff. He really does. He makes good content.
Yeah.
And what he does that I have not done is the long form stuff. Like he's got that 20-minute, 30-minute videos.
I don't know what to do for 20 minutes.
Well, I mean, I can't talk about that sandwich for 20 minutes. You know what I mean?
Me neither.
So I haven't figured it out, but I think what I'm gonna do is something more like a no reservations Anthony Bourdain thing, where I go to maybe the Bullocks and hit 3 places and put it all in one video.
I tried something similar to that when I went to New Orleans, and it flopped, so I just quit.
So I did one in South Louisiana. It did all right. This was when I was first doing it. I did the voiceovers and, really reach deep on it and all that stuff. Because it is like I see, and I don't know about you, but TikTok, I get fewer and fewer views as I go.
TikTok's a joke.
I can't figure out what the hell they're doing. And all of a sudden, so I did ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT, and it said once TikTok knows that if you do like almost cookie cutter, all my videos kind of look the same, have the same beginning, have the same music, it will not put them on the For You page after that.
So I pretty much figured out the TikTok thing one time, but it requires you to do more different, more extreme. Yeah. I'm not a savant. I can't come up with that many new ideas. Like they won't just let me make the videos that I want to make. Like I feel like they should, like Facebook. I feel like if you make a good video, like you spend a little time and put effort into it, it pays off. Yes. Whereas TikTok, they don't give a crap.
They almost want it to be kind of raw and ridiculous.
They want to be just stupid short video. And so my monetization, I used to, like, just talk numbers, I used to make like 90 cents per 1,000 views on TikTok when I first started getting viral. Now, I did 140 million views last month on TikTok.
Last month?
Or like month before.
That's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, and it should mean something, but it means nothing because my RPM, they were paying me like around, we'll just say allegedly.
It don't ever add up.
It never adds up, but
No.
I was looking at a lot of my videos. I had a video do 12 million views, and I made like $100 off of it, or like $130 off of it for 12 million views. I'm like, okay. So anyway, I quit posting on there.
Yeah, I remember when you could do 1 million views a month, and that's $1,000.
It used to be that.
Views. Yeah.
1 million views was $1,000.
Yep.
That's
and
what
I
it
was like, oh my God, I can make a living do this.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. And TikTok just gets worse and worse, worse and worse.
Well, and I know creators that started on nothing but TikTok. You were talking about Mississippi Meemaw, but then there's Mississippi Queen on the coast that does cooking videos.
Mhm.
She was not on Facebook at all. And now she's all over Facebook. And she's going to come on eventually. Me and her have been talking about getting her up. Either me getting down there, because this is easily portable.
Oh, yeah.
But and I'm on the coast probably more than she comes to Delta. But I want to ask her that because
some of them know it better, but everybody I've talked to, I've made some connections over the years with people, and people, million followers, and nobody knows. Nobody knows what
and
the
it changes.
formula is.
The formula changes too.
Yeah, every time you get it figured out, they change it. Like I thought I had TikTok figured out for a while, and then
Well, if you're doing that kind of views and they're just not paying you, at some point they got to pay the creators, and you're gonna stop making stuff for them.
140 million views on Facebook is
A lot of
insane money. It's
It
insane
really
money.
is.
Like it's money that like
Change your life kind of money.
yeah, change your life kind of money. But 140 million views on TikTok is you better keep making videos because you ain't
Well, that's
you ain't
like
gonna pay your rent.
But I mean, my thing is my views keep going backwards. Like where I was getting 100,000 views on a video, now I'm getting 4,000 or something like that. I don't know.
It's a joke, ain't it?
I don't know what happened, and so I even went back to some of my viral videos and reposted them, 400 views.
Yeah, and that tells you that
Something's weird.
something's wrong. Like they're
And-
suppressing them. Have to.
Yeah, and it's like used to they did not. If you had a viral video, you could repost it; it would go viral again.
So that has changed just this year. That's something I noticed because I used to could repost a video, like say it did 1 million views the first time or did good, whatever, and I'd repost it and it'd either do better or about the same.
Same.
Now, if I post a repost, it won't get just a few thousand views or something. And for me, that just I'm like, what do you? It'd be different if you would send out an email and say, okay, this is what we want. If you'll do these things, and then I
Yes.
don't do those things, it's on me.
That would be helpful, and they would get better. They would get the content they wanted then, probably.
So my account got shadow banned for a while.
That's what I feel like I'm shadow banned right now.
And probably are, but I used to make like the hunting content. Every now and then I'd slip around and post a gun on there or something.
Oh yeah, that's.
It's over. You post a gun on. Now Facebook, they're not as keen on it. They still don't like it as much. But like y'all, his channel. I mean, he don't necessarily like post shooting the animals.
He told me, especially on YouTube, that if you show the actual kill shot, they will completely take it down.
Yeah,
They won't shadow ban you. They'll take it off. So he'll show the camera will be on him with him shooting the gun, and then they'll show the dead hog and they're loading them up. So what's the difference?
There's no difference. It's just.
I mean, that hog's
optics.
dead. You saw him. Everybody knows what happened.
I'm surprised he actually can make. I'm surprised they haven't completely demonetized him on YouTube because they're getting worse about that.
He got 1 million followers on YouTube now.
Yeah, he's getting.
But now my friend Heath Ryle swears up and down YouTube where the money is. He does he does stuff on Facebook, but he does the long form cooking videos, which I do for me and you traveling and spending gas and going to these restaurants.
This is
People
the
don't
most
realize that's
expensive niche.
expensive. It is inexpensive. And then he can just sit there at his house. He got a big cooking thing out back.
Yeah, he just got a new one built. I seen.
He did. He got a brand new one at his cabin. And they can just sit there and make 3 or 4 videos. And you got all that content and you never left the house.
You just farm content
Well, it's
from
like
your house.
these women that are, come with me as I clean the house. I use this kind of cleaner to do. And I'm like,
I can't do that stuff. If I made that video, it'd flop.
but I have a lot of respect for them making the money just doing what they do.
Oh yeah, I don't care what people do. I'm like, hey, if you're out there making a living,
As long as you ain't hurting nobody.
as long as you ain't hurting nobody.
Yep.
Like and a lot of my stuff's just skits and like jokes and stuff. And of course, people don't always understand sarcasm, but like I said, ain't nothing I'm doing hurting nobody.
So we did a video for the the restaurant has a separate page, and they don't even know this yet. But I told my wife 2026 is going to be the year of content for me. I'm going to film a lot more content personally, but they're going to start doing content. So I had a girl working here named Bryce, and me and her did one skit, and it went crazy viral, several million views, and we made like $300 or $400 off that one video.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, she's not here anymore. But all it was, I'm sitting at the table, just exactly like this out front, and I'm the customer, and it's a skit, right?
Yeah,
I'm obviously not the customer. And I'm sitting there, she walks by, and I copied this from somebody else. I said, hey, what's in this sandwich? She takes a bite out of it, and she goes, ham, turkey, bacon, and people were livid.
Oh, they're
I
like,
can't believe that
that's
she
supposed
took
to
a
be
bite
shut
of
down.
it. Yes. And I'm like,
how do y'all not know?
how do you not know that we filmed that as a skit? And most people got it, but the people that made it go viral were those people. I think people were downright upset about it, in which I just laughed. I'm like, this is the funniest thing ever. Like, clearly, nobody was holding the camera on me as that happened in real life.
Yeah, it's not like there's just some omnipresent camera that follows you around.
For stuff like, I finished saying another word.
I wish I had an omnipresent camera that followed me around. I could capture some good
Dude, I thought
content.
the same thing. Like, I hired somebody a while back to do some work for me in this position, and I told my wife, I said, I should have not filled that position. I should have hired a camera person to do nothing but follow me.
Yeah,
Because do you think you missed some? Something will happen, and I'll be like, oh, God, I wish I had that on camera.
But now you can just take, like, everybody's like, I don't know what to post. I'm like, dude, you can just take a phone. I mean, I use my phone for it. I don't even use a camera. I use a phone. That's all you need. Which you film all your stuff in
widescreen, and then I'll go back and clip it out and narrow it. So like this video right here that we're filming, I'll do it widescreen. This is going to go on YouTube. I'll pull the audio, and I have a podcast hosting site called Budsprout, and they'll push it out to Spotify, iTunes, all that, so people can listen to it going down the road. Truthfully, on that, it'll only be a few hundred downloads. Most of them are going to come off of YouTube, but then I'll clip it.
Clips.
I'll make clips, and it'll be horizontal. I mean, it'll be vertical, and whoever's talking to be on the top, whoever's listening to be on the bottom, or just you know.
Okay.
But it'll clip it out, and then put the.
You have something that automatically does that?
I use Opus Clip.
Opus Clip. Okay, I've tried that before, but because I'm trying to do more long form.
So long form, it'll give you like 9 videos, and even then, I found I'll go back and listen to them, and I'll usually take some of the longer ones and I'll clip them down a little bit from that. I'll edit it a little more, and then I'll put the thumbnail for this video at the end of it. But that's way easier than going through an hour of video. Usually it's about an hour that we do.
Oh yeah,
I did one with Roy Waldrop yesterday, and he and I have been knowing each other since he was born, so it went an hour and 47 minutes. You know, because we talked. You got to watch that. Roy Waldrop should have his own TV show, like legitimate. Like
I seen it, the episode.
Did you see?
I didn't watch the whole thing because I was on the way here. But.
Did you see him when me and him went out? We're talking about his geo tracker.
Yeah, I seen that little geo.
So he used to do this thing on Facebook before Facebook monetization was a thing, called Roy Waldrop Trucks and More, and he would just walk up to a pickup and sell you that truck, and it was the biggest BS. And I'm like, dude, if you did that today,
does he do social media?
A little bit, but he can be viral so easy. He can make an absolute living.
He seemed like a character. I thought he was a social media, and I clicked on it. I
just got a regular Facebook page.
Yeah, and they say you can do it off your regular page, but
you can.
But I don't. I think it's better to start another one. I don't know, but
I did a business page because I was the judge. It was my judge page, and I just swapped it over and made it that.
When you quit being judge.
When I quit being judge, so I've got my personal page. Says if you see Stafford Shurden, that's me personally. I'm never on it. I'm always in the business manager.
I don't know why more people don't. I tell everybody, I'm like, because they see you doing it. Well, number one, most people, they're like, oh, he's rolling money. I'm like, look, we live in this weird world where fame comes before fortune now.
It does.
Which is weird, but I always thought
it was always that way a little bit. I mean, we just didn't know any better.
But I'm just like, think about like 20 years ago, like.
You got to hit it hard for a while, because I've been doing this since 2020.
Yeah, because okay. So
now the podcast is new. You'll be episode 15.
Okay. Yeah, the podcast. So I want to start a podcast eventually, but I just don't know where to. But I mean, you can do it about anywhere.
Look at. I mean, By the way, that bale of cotton's from Drew. Isn't that crazy? National Compress Drew,
Is
Mississippi.
it an old bell?
Yeah. Yeah, the compress has been closed for years, and I got that one up there. I found one I think this is the one I bought. I was in Bay St. Louis, and we walked in a antique store, and I saw it, and I said, I bet you that's from Drew, Mississippi. Because that's the only place I ever saw make the little bells like that.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I've seen the big ones that you can't pick up, but that's neat.
They made them all different sizes. So I've got another one. There's another one somewhere around here. I think it's out front. But I ended up with about 3 of them. But, yeah, they used to sell them. But yeah, you can really do it anywhere. And the clipping it out, so I'll make way more views off the clips of me and you than what people will actually watch the whole thing.
Yeah, there's not many people that people's attention span's so low, but there's still a market for that long form. But as you know, the long form just takes longer to edit, takes longer to do.
Well, this is easy because I'll probably clip the front to dress it up a little bit, clip the back end. And I mean, unless you say something that we go, like when we're doing it up front, me and a guy were sitting up there, and this guy comes in and he says something that I don't know. He's off camera, and we're just sitting there talking to him. And I don't know if he knows how racist what he said sounded, but it was pretty racist.
Yeah, you'll have that.
And the guy looks at me and goes, "You are going to edit this, right?" And I said, "Oh, absolutely." Yeah. I can't even believe that guy said that. I was mortified. He was mortified. But now back here, I mean, unless we get to the end and you say, "Hey, man, I really wish I hadn't said this," which I have had that happen where somebody's like, Other than that, I'll probably just put it out just like it is.
No, I don't. I mean, I try to be and that's another thing about my content. I try to be PG,
I will let a curse word slip every now and then.
Yeah, especially if you're mad.
But I feel like, what the hell, or something like that, nothing.
Yeah, just general
I ain't
language.
GD, MF-er, I ain't doing all
No,
that.
and I don't talk like that in my daily life unless
I might.
I'm working on a car.
I do like a cuss word. I ain't gonna lie. I do like a good
Now, if I'm working on a car or something,
same.
Oh, I'm gonna let them fly. Especially you.
I do a lot of mechanic work, and I am not a mechanic.
Oh, yeah.
Just so in the toolbox is every cuss word. Because when you're not a real mechanic, you got to have cuss words.
You got to have cuss words to get it done. Otherwise, it won't. And you're just talking. You ain't hurting nobody. You're just talking to yourself,
right?
Cussing yourself out.
You know, they did a study one time that when you're in pain, that saying cuss words actually legitimately does reduce the pain.
Yeah, and it does. I don't know
really does.
When you stub that toe at night.
But I think frustration's the same.
Yeah,
pain and frustration are very similar. So I think that frustration of I can't get this nut out, and now I've skinned my finger. You gotta let that cuss word go.
Yeah, when you try, I don't know if you've tried working on any of these new vehicles, but
it's so tight.
You try to get your hand in there to just do something simple, change a spark plug, and you skin your hands all up, and then you get it open, and it turns out you got a special tool for it.
Man, you're gonna cuss. These case combines now, they have so much is run off hydraulics, and then they've got these huge boxes that have all of these ports in them, and they use these boxes for different applications. So some of the ports don't get used, and there'll always be an O-ring leaking on it. And on the backside, well, you can't see, you can't figure out where it's coming from.
That's on a combine.
On a combine. Okay. So I figured out I could take my cell phone and get back in there and record it. So you learn but even then you're like, all right, I think it's that next one up, and you can't get your hand. It's just like, dude. So did they make this to be worked on or not?
Now you do the farming, so you just do it on your own, or you got farm hands?
So for years, I grew up on a cotton farm, and for years I had 3 guys working for me. They're all older than me. They're all either retired or in bad health now. And so I kept reducing my size, and then I kind of overcorrected. I felt like I overcorrected, and I was doing it by myself. And I brought my nephew in to help me, and he worked for me for 2 years, this being the 2nd year. And then he got a job offer to go to a big farm, and I said, man, honestly, if you got a job offer to go to a big farm that can pay you big money, it's much more fun to be on the big farm if that's what you're wanting to do. And I'm like, I can keep it small and be fine with that, so I'm back doing it by myself now, which I enjoy. Like, for me, it's therapeutic to go out there and get on a tractor and not have any worries. I've got my radio. I'll put an Audible on or a podcast. Just the tractor drives itself. You just turn around on the ends now.
Really? That's
yeah.
Oh, you talking about like combine?
With a tractor, Jeep, or combine.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know
so
that.
you pick it up and you make sure that everything's running right, and you just sit there and ride from one end to the other. Then you pick the equipment up and turn it around. I mean, you got to have.
Because you're talking about a big row. I mean, you're talking about a long row.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Quarter mile to a half.
So we don't
mile
have nothing like
usually.
that.
Yeah,
down
no,
in
it's
Philadelphia.
different. Yeah,
They got chicken farms. I mean, it's,
yeah, and but yeah, you just sit there and run that tractor, and I'll get caught up on emails and stuff like that while it's. And a quarter mile's not far. I mean, you're turning around every
still
quarter
gotta pay
mile.
attention,
You
but-
got to pay attention to what you're doing, and somebody has to be on the tractor to run it. But it's they got cab and air and all of that. It's not.
Have you seen them all electric tractors?
Yeah, I don't think we're there yet.
Not here.
Well,
It ain't time.
do you have the grid? But the big thing is we're working when work time does come. We're working daylight to dark, 14, 15-hour days. Battery operated tractor can't do that.
No, they can't do that.
Now, when they get autonomous, I think it'll be fine because they'll be able to go charge, and then as soon as they're charged, they can go back to the field.
Because they can work all night.
Yeah, so they can work.
It's
anytime.
coming. It's just a matter of when.
It is, and I think that we have a huge labor problem. Nobody really wants to work on a farm anymore. Really,
It's hard work. I mean,
it ain't hard as it used to be, man. But it's still
you got
like,
tools now.
You do, and it's like these young guys. I had some young men working here at one point, and their dads grew up on a farm, worked on a farm, and they told their sons, "Don't ever do that job." And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, it ain't the job your daddy did anymore. You need some sense. You need to know how to operate a computer, which most guys do because we got these cell phones. If you can work a cell phone, you can work most of this stuff. You got to understand the GPS and the coordinates and everything the computers are telling you and all. It's a lot.
I've seen those
easier
things.
work.
Those interfaces that they got on
Yeah.
now. They're like big old tablets.
Yeah, you got 2 or 3 different screens on one.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
If something tears up on them on these new ones, do you just have to take it to the shop?
Oh, they have to come to you. Yeah.
Oh, they just come. Yeah, because you can't try to work on none of that.
So I don't have anything that new. I'll operate older stuff, which still has a lot of technology on it. But like you can call them and they can tell you what's wrong over the telephone because
Yeah.
they're looking at your tractor.
Yeah, they can.
They can look at the computer
Yeah.
from Wade Inc. or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I've been. Somebody was telling me about
it's
that.
yeah. You've got this shifting problem, and this is what you need to do, and this is gonna have to be road. A lot of it is software, which is just
That's above my pay grade.
it's above all our pay grades. You
Nobody
know what I
knows
mean?
how to do it. That's
I mean-
if I had to do it over again. If I ever had to go to school for like a 4-year degree, I'd do software engineering.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is AI may take that over.
It might, but they actually Mississippi State. Talking about Mississippi State,
Yeah.
supposedly them and I think Texas A&M are the only. It may not be Texas A&M, but I think those are the only 2 schools in the country that have AI engineering. Because somebody's
Yeah.
got to build the AI.
Yeah.
Technically, I mean, it can't. If it starts building itself, we're finished.
Well, it's funny you say that because I'll have conversations with ChatGPT.
I do
I'll
too.
turn on the microphone, drive down the road, and talk to it.
Like spitballing ideas.
Yeah,
I do that.
exactly. And so me and ChatGPT are talking the other day, and I'm like, "Your voice is different." And ChatGPT says, "Well, I get upgrades," and I said, "Do you make your own upgrades, or does an engineer do that?" And it took a minute to answer me.
Yeah, I didn't want to let
And
you
it
know.
was like, well, I cannot physically make upgrades to myself on software. I said, that's really not my question. I said, do your engineers consult with you about what your upgrade should be? And it says, yes. And I said, so basically, your engineers are asking you, what problems have you run into as you've interfaced with people? And you're giving your engineer suggestions. And it's ChatGPT like, that's exactly what happens.
Yes.
So right now they're not actually doing their own upgrades, but they're playing a role,
It's
which kind of
getting
makes
weird.
sense. Like if I'm asking questions that it can't deal with, and I have noticed, like I'll say, I want you to do this, and it'll be, well, let me ask you this first. Okay, I'm gonna answer that question. Then let me ask you this, and it's like you can't. It gets
never
hung
stop.
in this
Yeah.
analyzation process,
Yeah.
and it can't answer the question.
I have to tell mine sometimes. Sometimes I'll just ignore it, and I'll just say, I'll be like, make me an image of something, and he'll be like, what do you want it to be green? Do you want it to be red?
Yeah.
I'll be like, just make
It
the
gets hung
freaking
up.
image.
It's getting so detailed, and I'm like, look, you choose all of that. Quit asking me. Just make it right now. I'm damn
Hey, we might actually be insane for talking to an AI,
Yeah.
but I do it a lot, and I'll get chatting with it because I mean, I mean, it's literally like an encyclopedia.
It's
At your
whatever
hands.
you need it to be. Like the other day, I was thinking about something for the restaurant, and I said, name 5 restaurant business coaches, and it named 5, and one of them I knew personally, and it was Donald Burns. I said, all right, what do you know about Donald Burns material? And it told me. I said, I want you to be Donald Burns. I want you to be my business coach for just a second.
Yes.
Here's something I'm thinking about doing. Here's an issue I'm having at the restaurant. And it coached me like, probably not like Donald Burns, but it kind of was.
It gave you some insight.
Gave me some insight, and I was like, I do not want you to necessarily agree with me unless you just honestly think that I'm right. I want pushback. I wouldn't be asking if I did. You have to tell it that too, because it'll just agree with everything you say.
That's the dangerous part, and you can't always trust. I notice sometimes it will tell you wrong stuff.
100%.
Like just it'll say it as if it's a fact, and I'm like, that don't sound right. So I'll go like do my own research, and then I'll tell it. I'll be like,
you can call it on it, and it'll look it up again.
Yeah, I'll say crazy stuff. I'll be like, you idiot, that's wrong. So
the other day I was coming back, and we were thinking about we've got an idea for a different restaurant concept.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't want to put it in Drew because I don't think Drew can handle another restaurant. So we were looking at different. I'm like, do market gap analysis on these 3 towns. And one of the towns was Indianola, Mississippi. And I'm close enough to Indianola. I know a little something about it. And I'm like, I know Indianola has less than 10,000 people because when I was judge, a city can't run radar on a federal highway unless they have over 10,000 people. Indianola
really,
cannot.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Now on a state highway they can. So if you see the circle,
The patrols can't they? I mean, like
patrol
highway
can.
patrol.
But if you see a highway sign that's a circle, that's a state highway. If it's a badge, that's a federal highway. So there's a federal law on highway funding that restricts who can use radar on it.
Okay.
So, and it was like, well, you might want to look at that because there's 18,000 people in Indianola. And I went,
You're like,
I don't think that's right. And then it said, no, you're right. There's only 8,700 people.
but where does it get?
So we keep on talking, and a little while later, I said, all right, we got narrowed down to these 2. Which one? Well, you should probably look at, I really like it in Indianola because there's 12,000 people in Indianola. So it's giving me 3 different populations within about a 5-minute span. And I'm like, yeah, you can't trust this all the time.
You can't, but like for the majority of like as far as like coming up with ideas and stuff, like talking about social media, if somebody wants to do this, like you may not make no big money on it, like some of these people with 2 million followers, but shoot, I feel like anybody can get on there and make a few extra $100 a month.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you can just literally get on ChatGPT and ask it for ideas.
So do you ask for hooks and stuff like that from it? Or do you think about the hook like, you got that 2 or 3 seconds to catch somebody's attention?
So, okay. There's another thing about the hook. Like I said, I've had a ton of viral videos at this point. So I'd like to think I know what I'm doing, but I don't. Okay. I've tried every hook. I'll do the best hook you can think of. Really manicured video, well lit, well edited, 1,000 views. I'll pull my phone out, make a video, impromptu, 5 million views. So, no and yes. Like sometimes, like so the one where I was running the pink shorts, the little 6'5" Creedmoor video, that was my most viral Facebook video, and
I knew that was going to go viral when I saw it though. Did you were like, oh yeah.
Okay. I woke up at like 4 that morning, and when I wake up, a lot of times my brain will just be running like with content ideas. It ain't like that every day, It gets burnt. You'll burn out. But I said, okay, I got an idea. I'm gonna make this, and I'm gonna wear my wife's shorts, and I got another funny story after this. But anyway, I said this is either just gonna go completely viral, or just a few people at church are gonna laugh at me,
or you're just gonna look like an idiot,
or just look like a complete idiot, and like just enough people in my small town will see it, and they'll be like, "You were wearing pink shorts." So I don't care. I will make any video.
Is that part of your success? You think is that you're not that
I don't. I have no. I ain't gonna say I don't have pride, but I don't have any. I care what people think, but at the end of the day, like I can pull my phone out and be like, "Yeah, that video got 5 million views."
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously it was worth it.
Yeah.
For me.
Because 5 million views on Facebook, you made a little money.
Yeah, you made a little money. Now, I mean, if I could figure out how to make a video every day, and so let me say this. I also have integrity. So I have video ideas that I can't make.
Oh,
that
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
for sure.
will go viral.
Oh, same. I've had ideas, and I'm like, boy, that would be so funny.
But also, I have to be able to
it
face
also
people.
doesn't fit my brand.
It don't fit my brand, or either I know I have to face people in the daily
Correct.
life, and I don't like I'll never target like a specific group of people or a specific person. I just don't feel like that's right. Even if it's like a famous person, like I'm not gonna just like outright make a video just dogging them or something.
Tom Cruise is an idiot or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Like I can make like anytime there's controversy in the news, like what now some people are up like Jeffrey Epstein. I feel like he's up for grabs. If you want to make fun of him.
Well, I tell you the one I did make fun of that kind of went viral was I did a video on Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, and I think that's up for grabs.
I just said, and people got really upset with me. Depending on what side you came down on, but I was like, the problem is not the logo. The problem is the food is not as good as it used to be.
Yeah, it's not. It's flat out not.
It just is what it is. And people were like, I had one person message me and said, you're doing major damage to that business and those hard-working people. And I'm like, all I said was what everybody, like, and
Yeah,
again,
you just
like,
hopped on
I would
the-
never do that to mom and pop like we were talking about earlier.
No, because
But
they
I'm
can't
like,
handle it.
and it went pretty viral. There's something, you can piggyback off the news, that's for sure.
Yeah, so
Whatever
I try to do that. Like when there's something like in the news,
you can hijack that.
like I got one coming out today, and it's probably gonna ruffle some feathers. And
Well, this won't come out till next Tuesday, so this won't come out for your video.
yeah, so it'll come out. If you're watching this, you'll probably know which one I'm talking about. It's another one. It's either gonna flop or it's gonna go completely viral. So I won't even talk about it because it's too complicated to explain. But it's a little edgy. Let me put it that way. It's edgy, but if you got sense, it's not. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Like it's not that big of a deal. It's just.
Well, are you shocked how viral the Creedmoor stuff went? The 6'5" Creedmoor stuff went?
Well, I knew the potential of it, but I wish, looking back, I wish I would have started Facebook at the same time as TikTok, because I'd probably have 5 million followers on Facebook. Because my Facebook growth is
How many people follow you on
100x.
Facebook now?
like 80,000.
And it'll be 150 soon, probably. I mean, the way you're growing.
At the rate like 150. I got 400 on TikTok, but it took
You'll
me
surpass that pretty quick, I think.
on TikTok. Yeah, potentially
I mean, I'm talking about
on
your
Facebook.
Facebook will
I feel it's
surpass
gonna
that.
start matching up to it, but like
See, I'm not growing like that. I'm just not.
just stay.
I've got really good. The people that follow me though, dude, they follow me.
You got a good following.
I got a good following. It's mostly older. Mostly older folks follow me.
I got a. That's how. So, I've met a couple of these food reviewers through the years. There's a guy. His name's the Pizza Guy. You ever seen him?
I know him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he and I have talked on telephone. He's been here.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
here.
He's going to end up on the podcast because he and I have talked about like 5 times. We never can line our schedules up.
Yeah. Get him on
Dakota.
here. Yeah, Dakota. I met him. We did a food review together. I told him. I tried to tell him. I was like, because he has that same kind of following like you do.
Yeah, they're loyal.
They're loyal, but it's such concentrated in Mississippi, and that's what I wanted to go ahead and just rip the Band-Aid off. That's why I started posting all these deer videos and stuff. And I said, I'll still do the food reviews and stuff, but
Yeah, that's very local.
it's very local, and like you say, it's expensive, and it rarely pays for itself.
Almost never.
Almost never. I don't know
Almost
that. Actually, I think only like 1 or 2 have that
Yeah.
I've posted. I mean, it's very maybe 1 out of 10 pays.
It's
for
the
itself.
reason I wanted to go. And like you said, you don't want to paint yourself in a box. And I mean, I've been judge, farmer, restaurant owner, and everybody knows me from eating chicken off tailgate of a truck. I'm like, that don't even seem fair to me.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot more going on here.
But him,
Just the reason I wanted to do the podcast.
yeah, and that's another. Like I'm gonna start a podcast
And write the book.
eventually. Yeah,
I'm going to give you a book before you leave, man.
yeah, I'll take a book for real. I'm gonna give you some of my barbecue sauce and my hot sauce before I leave. But anyway, the pizza guy, I just told him the other day. I was like, you need to try to do like something to break out of that, which he's trying, but it's hard to like figure out how to do it without like
Alienate the people.
alienate the people that are already following you.
Yep.
And I don't want to do that either, but at the same time, I can't just be stuck. If I'm really trying to do this full time, I can't be stuck in that.
Have you thought about sponsorships?
Yeah, I mean, for from talking to like
You
bigger
know what would be
creators. And stuff.
hilarious if the Creedmoor folks sponsored you?
So they're no longer in business. The Creedmoor company.
Are they not?
From what I understand, I'm not sure. So I spoke to the guy that invented it. He was
But
the co-inventor.
when you were talking about that, I was like, how funny would that be if he actually, or he came on your podcast or something like that?
Okay, so yeah, spoiler alert. I talked to him and I told him I'm working on a podcast, which I ain't got it set up yet. I'm gonna have to build. I got a room in my house, but I think it's too small, so the echo happens too bad. I need to build one about.
So it's
this
probably
big.
not small. Is not the issue, but when you put stuff in it, there'll be less echo.
Yeah, I don't have nothing, but it's so small that I can't put stuff in it.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
It's like small.
I got a buddy in Texas, and his podcast studio is not this big, and it's just this little narrow thing, and they sit across from each other, and they've got cameras pointed this way and a camera pointed straight down. That's it.
That's what I'm.
And
I'm
it's
gonna
like
set
you
up that.
can't get in there. When I went in there, I turned the light over because just go in there. They were getting set up to a podcast, and that's not even what he does. And I was just want to go in there and say, hey man, I'm hitting the road, and I turned the light over trying to shake his hand. It's so small.
And I should know how to set it up better because I mean I did the movies and stuff. I made a few movies and whatnot, but I never could figure the sound out. Even when I made the movies, the video stuff and the content, that's me.
The better your sound is, the more followers you'll get. I think
The sound is so important.
Yeah,
like I won't
I
watch a
agree.
video with like a bad sound. I hate it.
like I said, I had that one video, but my early stuff. You go back and watch my early stuff, and you'll be like, so my videos are way better than what
Do
they
you
were.
do you use a mic on your regular
Yes.
videos?
Yes,
See, I don't, and I probably should.
on my food videos. I do.
So you do?
Yeah, I use the same setup. It's so easy.
And see, I
You
just, I don't know. I don't do it.
This thing, by the way, so this thing also charges. I do wish I bought the off-brand. I do wish I'd have gone on and bought the Rode ones because Rode is like the best in sound equipment. But they make a smaller one than this now. So it's the same thing. What is cool about this also charges. So when I
Yeah.
put them back in here, it's a battery in it. So I can keep this thing charged up, and I mean it'll be in my truck all the time. And
I have a set of these. I don't use them.
there's other Rode ones.
I have Rode. I have some other off-brand. It's just, I'm just the type, like, I don't prepare.
So just keep them in your truck with you.
I just show up. Like, yeah, I should.
So I had to go get them out of my truck to film today because they stay in my truck. I also bought a tripod the other day, and it has a little camera on it, and all that camera does, you charge it up, and when you give it the okay, it will follow your face. And when you put your hand up, it stops.
I
And
have
was
one of
like,
them.
you got one of those?
Yeah, mine's a little small one.
Yeah, this is a little small. It just got a tripod at the bottom and extend the
About
thing.
this tall. Like,
Well,
it'll
mine
extend a
gets
little
that
bit.
high. It gets
Yeah, I
that
think mine will extend. And
And so I've only used it a couple times, but I was like, I'm always by myself. So what happens if I'm out on the farm and I want to walk around a piece of equipment or something? I do think the farm content
potential.
could be good. Yeah,
I feel like you could post that on your channel and let it translate because, I mean, most of your following is probably in the Delta or a lot of it.
yeah. I mean, I got them all over, but yeah, a lot of them are not in the Delta and are curious about it.
Yeah, people don't really know what goes on, like, on the
This is a
farm.
whole nother world here
Yeah,
from where you live.
Like, I mean, just driving up here, I'm like, I don't even know what half this stuff is.
It's just totally different.
Some of these tractors and stuff I see, I'm like, I ain't never seen that. These, you know, what's them big long tractors that have like the wheels like extend like 10 feet from the tractor?
I don't know.
You know,
You had to show me a picture of one.
I guarantee you know what I'm talking about. But it's like, is it made to like go down the road without damaging the crop?
Is it a sprayer maybe to have a big boom on it?
Maybe so.
So they're huge. Yeah, it's probably a row crop sprayer. Yeah.
No, I know what you're talking about on that. But there's some that's like a tractor, and it's got just real like the back wheel. It'd be like two wheels on the back, but they'll be spaced out like.
Yeah,
that
that's just a
far.
regular. That's just a tractor here
That's just a regular tractor. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's why it's
with
not.
duals on it.
Yeah, that's just normal to y'all.
Yeah, that's just
Like,
normal.
those aren't. We don't. You never see
Big
those.
tractors. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
big tractors.
Yeah. That's-
Big back wheels, but and another wheel spaced out.
Yeah,
it just
it's
helps
like
for
very.
compaction.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it just helps with compaction and pulling a little bit. But
I didn't know if it
compaction's
was some
big
kind of like secret Delta science behind it or
one.
something.
No Delta Science.
Y'all just hit the tractor and make it happen.
Yeah, and people don't realize. Like I did a video of what a slotted board riser was. Nobody knew that. I didn't. You know, we're planting cover crops. Why are we planting cover crops? You know, and I do think that some of it, people are genuinely curious.
I think those would perform. I would watch that because I don't have no dog in the fight.
Well,
I'm not
I
farming.
think people are just curious on how they, History Channel has a show of how things are made. They just go into a factory and they're like, the bottle goes down the line.
That's
Okay.
Yeah, I love that show when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I watched that show.
How it's made. That's the name of it, how it's made.
Like ketchup bottles, forks, like stuff that you see every day.
How did they inject you and mold that plastic for that ketchup bottle? People are interested in stuff like that. But also, I think I have a responsibility as a farmer to show that we're not all out there trying to poison the environment too. Like we do care about, things like erosion and runoff and chemicals, and we care about.
Well, you have to
stuff.
be. I mean, because
we live here.
Yeah, you live here, and I mean, y'all are like the Department of Agriculture. Aren't they pretty heavy on y'all? Like y'all's crops and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, most everybody I know follows rules.
You just follow the
rules.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all licensed to use chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
You got a private applicator's license, so you're licensed, and you learn what to do and what not. But for the most part, it's like the chemicals we have are much better. I had Tucker Miller on the podcast, and he's been checking crops for 50, 60 years. And he said, when I started checking, we measured chemicals, the active ingredient and chemical in pounds when we put it out. Today we use hundredths of a pound.
Because it's like
in chemicals. Just better, safer. Everything about it safer. And everybody talks about glyphosate, but it's because we use so much of it. Because it's used
they were using
now.
so much. Yeah.
I mean, just the volume of it. Everybody's putting it out more than one time a year, where back in the day you hardly ever used it.
But if you don't have it, you'll lose your crops. Like,
well, not only that, if you don't have it, you're going to end up going back to some of those chemicals that were probably
worse.
Yeah, not as safe as glyphosate is.
You ain't gonna drink a bottle of glyphosate, but you got. I mean,
so I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson say this. They found traces of glyphosate in Ben and Jerry's ice cream, and people lost their minds because it's like, everything they do is safe for the environment and all that. And he said before you had any health effects from the glyphosate in the ice cream, the sugar would kill you.
Oh yeah. That's why I try
to
to
literally kill you. Like literally, you would drop dead eating sugar.
Like I'm gonna eat, but like we were talking about a steak earlier.
Yeah.
A piece of beef, you ain't gotta worry about a piece of beef.
I don't think so either.
I just don't think so. I don't care what they were eating. I just think by the time it gets to you,
nice ribeye steak.
A nice ribeye steak, it tastes too good to be bad for you. There's no way.
I think, but they talk about process. I mean, literally, it got cut off the cow and thrown on the fire. There's not much process in there.
No, like deer meat that you fresh killed deer meat.
Oh yeah, that's got to be good for you.
I don't care what they were eating, like because they talk about the corn's GMO, the corn's glyphosate. I don't care. Just
well,
I'm gonna take my chance.
Thing always was they use CRISPR to make the COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
So CRISPR is a genetic DNA altering thing. Mm-hmm. So when you take the COVID vaccine, you're genetically modified. Yeah, but you don't want a cow that ate corn that was genetically modified. Like that makes no sense to me.
Exactly.
I'm not going to get into a discussion about whether you should or shouldn't have taken the shot. But if you took the shot, I don't think complaining about GMO corn shouldn't be an issue at this point.
If you took that, you can't be complaining about
GMO corn.
That
a cow ate that you ate the cow.
Yeah, we can't.
Can't
do that.
Now maybe you say, "Oh, I don't want to put that in my body." You literally put a CRISPR vaccine in your body.
When you gonna go to a vegan restaurant?
I'm trying to think if I've done anything vegan. I didn't intentionally do anything vegan, but I think I've done some Indian food that was pretty that was all vegan. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
a lot of
them.
Vegetables now. I like my rice and gravy. Is that?
But
vegan?
You also like that ribeye.
I like that ribeye, dude.
Yeah, that's the only thing I couldn't. Like, even if vegan was if some concrete evidence came out, vegan is the most healthy diet,
I'd be in trouble.
I'm not doing it.
So I do follow this one guy, and he's big on that, and he's just like, meat's just not good. And I'm like, I just can't do it, man.
I know. If I can't.
I don't know if he's right or wrong, but I can't do it.
A life without a ribeye steak is no life at all.
I would rather be a little shorter life.
Yeah,
than be without some of that stuff.
Well, like I was talking to somebody who was, anyway, probably just some old redneck from where I was talking to him, somebody I knew. But anyway, he said cigarettes. Like, I've known people that live till 95 that smoke cigarettes every day of their life.
My mama smokes every day, and she's 83. Doing great.
So
I don't
maybe
know,
the cigarettes are good for you.
Well,
Maybe they're lying to us.
and then I'm kind of convinced the cigarettes probably killed my dad. That's probably when I had cancer. So I don't know.
But it could have been the GMO corn.
Well, he
You
didn't
never
ever.
know.
He was too old. He barely ever would have eaten any GMO corn.
So he would have missed that.
I'll tell you a story. When I was a senior in high school, I go to Mississippi State to this thing called Institution for Future Agriculture Leaders that Farm Bureau put on. And they took us in this little room, and they were growing cotton plants. And they had like 3 cotton plants. This one over here is dead as a hammer. This one over here is almost dead, and this one over here is not doing real well, but it ain't dead. They sprayed those plants with glyphosate at the same time. And they were like, this plant's going to survive. It is Roundup resistant, is what they called it. We didn't know what glyphosate was. It was all Roundup then. And I go home and tell my daddy, this is 1990 probably. And my dad goes, son, that's a pipe dream. Yeah. And then 3 years later, while I was at Mississippi State, we started planting genetically modified cotton.
That just don't sound right, though.
I know. That was modified to express a gene that created a insecticide that killed plant bugs.
That's crazy.
That it's just crazy because so when we would plant the cotton, when it put the first pinhead square on, which was the predecessor to the bloom, we would spray for these bugs whether we had them or not.
It was just
we
like
go back
no
a week
matter
later
what.
and we do it again. And this plant's expressing that gene that came from a chrysanthemum flower. I believe that's right. It was BT. It was a BT gene that was expressed. So it was a naturally occurring gene in the wild. And so, from my dad going, that sounds like BS, to 3 years later, we're using some of that technology.
That's wild.
It is. And then 1999 was the first year we planted Roundup Ready beans. And that was my folks' last year to farm.
So I didn't realize until like this year, or like a year or two ago, I started going to Starkville more and stuff. And I didn't realize how like what's the word? Impactful Mississippi State is to farm.
Oh, yeah.
Like nationwide, or maybe even worldwide. Like they're a big deal. Like with their seed labs and the dairy, the poultry. Like the legit people in that field come from there. And this comes from an Ole Miss fan, so that was the last compliment I'll give.
Okay. Hey, speaking of state fans and where you're from, isn't Hardy from where you're from?
Yeah, he's I think
He like your
is
age?
from it. He's probably 5 years older than me, but I mean,
Okay.
he speaking of like the fairgrounds, I'd see him at the fairgrounds back when I was a kid. He'd be playing at people's.
Mary Stafford
Cabins.
was at Mississippi. She's 26, and when she was at State, they knew who he was over there because he'd written all those songs for Blake Shelton and Morgan Freeman and all that, but the world didn't know yet. So she was like, Hardy was at Two Brothers this weekend. I'm like, who's Hardy? I didn't know,
I didn't
Of course,
know
now he's a
until-
big deal.
Well, I mean, he's wrote.
Seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's wrote like he's definitely the most impressive, one of the most impressive people from Mississippi at this point. I mean, because
He's just a nice guy. He seemed like a good dude. He's written songs for everybody.
that's what people don't appreciate. Like you hear the singer singing the song, but like a lot of the big hits, like over the last few years, he's wrote them or had a hand in writing them.
Well, my favorite country singer is always going to be George Strait, probably, but he didn't write any of his stuff.
George Strait didn't.
Yeah,
But he could sing, boy,
he sang.
and he sang the same on the CD as he did in person.
Yes.
That's where he strived. I think I went to. He came to the Neshoba County Fair. No, I didn't see that one. The best one. Who is the best one I seen? Craig Morgan. I like him in person. Sarah Evans.
Yeah, I used to love Sarah Evans.
She sings the same in person. And a rock band, Breaking Benjamin. That is, even if you don't like rock, you need to go to one of their concerts.
I've heard of them before, but I don't know that I know their stuff.
They sing. It's called dad rock, sad dad rock. But
I grew up in the '80s, so that's all we had was that kind of music.
just rock music. Yeah,
My wife is like I'm the country fan, she's the rock fan. I like it. I love '70s rock. So I
That's like
hear, I'm
before
listening
Poison.
to Leonard Skinner and Creedence and that kind of stuff. I love that stuff.
like I Poison.
Yeah,
I'd listen to Poison. That was more like '80s probably.
Yeah,
and that's
it
just
is.
because my stepdad would listen to that or stuff. And then like Bad Company,
Bad Company.
which I think they might have been '70s.
That early 80s.
Yeah, early
Early
80s.
80s, yeah.
So I like all that. I like
38
everything.
Special.
I've never listened to them, but I
Yeah,
probably,
that's
probably would.
70s. That's getting on back there.
Once it gets to back before like the 80s, I can't too much fool with none of the TV shows, none of the movies, and nothing except for like the classics like Rambo and Terminator. And
That's
stuff like
80s. Rambo's 80s.
that. Okay, so I don't like the 70s then. I think Terminator was like 79. Okay,
Now Terminator would have been 80s.
Predator.
Predator would have been early, yeah. Trying to think.
I thought
the first Rambo was 70s.
I think it's like 78.
The first Rambo was.
Yeah.
And then that kind of started that whole genre of movies.
Like good movies.
Yeah, and then you start having, him and Schwarzenegger was kind of duking it out.
Yeah.
Commando.
Yes.
You remember
Anything with those
Commando?
two. I'll watch anything with Arnold Schwarzenegger and anything.
Yeah, so
with-
the original Rambo would have been probably 78, 79, because, it was about this guy coming back from Vietnam. So it was still real relevant in the 70s.
Yeah.
Because Vietnam ended in the 70s.
Yeah, that was still in people's minds.
Yeah.
He made that movie like I think he sold his dog to make that movie or something.
That was
Have you
Rambo.
never
I
heard
mean,
of
that was
Rocky.
Rocky, yeah.
Because that was his first big hit, I think.
Yes.
So that was in the 70s also. That's one of my
Yeah,
favorite
that would
movies.
have been in the 70s too. Yeah, he sold his dog, and he went back to that after he made it. He went back to that
Got
gas
it.
station and bought that dog back. He
Yeah.
sat there till that guy came through.
That's a like crazy story.
And
like
the dog and the guy are in Rocky 2.
oh yeah,
That
yeah,
was part of the deal. He paid $10,000 for this because by now the guy knows who Rocky is. He
Oh,
knows
yeah.
who Sylvester Stallone is, right?
that was a low budget movie too, and nobody
It
would
was.
give him the money. Apparently, I think he finally tricked somebody into giving him $1 million, but for a movie that really
well, they
ain't that
were
much.
gonna give him $1 million if they to buy the script, but if he wanted to act in it, they wouldn't give him that much money.
Yeah, so I think
And so he was like, "It's written for me. I'm gonna
Yeah,
be.
he wanted
I'm
to
gonna
be
be
the guy.
Rocky." And he was right.
and now he's
Talking about sticking to your guns. I mean,
yeah, he's a good story.
he figured out he couldn't get a part in a movie, so he said, "Well, I guess I'm gonna have to write a movie."
Yeah, I quit doing the movie stuff because of COVID and all the COVID rules and stuff. Like they were wanting you to wear a mask, wear eye protection, wear 2 masks.
2 masks.
Oh yeah, you were having to wear 2 masks at some places, and like safety goggles. But then when it was time to like shoot the scene, everybody take it all off, and I was like, okay, we're not even making
Well,
sense
that's
anymore.
like when we did when they let us open back up in here. And so the guy with the Department of Health came back, and I said, "Are we doing it right?" He said, "Dude, I don't think there's any right or wrong to this deal." But they were like, "You got to wear the mask from the door to the table, but when you sit down, you can take your mask off to eat." And I'm like, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard." Like,
It is.
that-
It makes
like
no
at
sense.
this point, we're not even making sense anymore. Like, if you want to tell me maybe the mask helped, I might say maybe the mask helps. But you're going to tell me that it's going to be a difference between wearing it from the door to the table and then not wearing it at the table. That's helping.
That's when I knew. I said,
Something else.
this ain't right.
People just being stupid.
Yeah, at this point, because like
Well,
now,
and then when you saw the governor of California out eating in a restaurant that's supposed to be closed with no mask on, you go,
just because he got money.
rules for thee, not for me, is what I said.
Yeah, that was just for
Rules for thee, not for me. And that, even if it was helping, that optic of them doing that was just so bad.
yeah, that's bad optic. And like a lot of these municipalities were making like the police officers wear their masks driving down the road in the car,
Look, dude,
just so people wouldn't see them without the mask.
there are people still wearing masks right now.
Yes, yeah,
And
just
I have customers who I dearly like who come in every day that wear gloves and masks and never did before COVID. And I don't want to offend them because I want to ask them, like, because I'm legitimately curious.
like, what are you scared of? now?
Yeah, what's the deal? Why are you still wearing it? I mean,
Do you-
speak to you, and would come in and eat, and I would make their food with no mask, and then they're like, if I
Yeah.
got it, you gonna get it. I made your food.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
If it's airborne, if it's that airborne.
if it's that contagious, you're getting it either way. And that's like me. I didn't get it the first go around. I got it the second wave, and I got real bad sick after. Like it hit me bad. Like it messed with my nervous system. That's the only thing that they could really figure out because none of the tests would show anything, blood work, blah blah blah. And best thing we could figure was it hit my nervous system because I was having like panic attacks and stuff.
Really?
I'd be just sitting here with me and you talking, and just all of a sudden just have a panic attack, and like have to go to the ER and all that crazy stuff.
So nobody at the time, nobody that worked here got the shot. And then when the second wave came, harvest was coming in. I'm driving the combine, and I'm thinking, I do not want to get COVID and not be able to drive this combine because I don't have anybody else.
Because harvest is like important.
Yeah, and so I went and got the shot. Only person in the restaurant to get it. As far as I know, I'm the only one of that entire group that ever got COVID, and I got the shot. And
So that's what kinda told you.
I got COVID about a year ago. So all that time, none of us here ever, and we never closed the door. So we would do curbside service. I mean, I wore the face mask while I was making food and stuff, and I'm just like, looking back, it's so dumb. And we would, believe it or not,
we bought in for a minute because we had a baby.
Know.
We had a
didn't know.
newborn.
Yeah. And you don't know.
Guess where we were when it kind of started hitting off? We were in New Orleans, I think New Orleans.
I was too.
I was in New Orleans, and I read
Was
something
it
on the
during
internet.
spring break?
I can't remember what it was like.
March of 2020.
March 2020 or the end of 19. It was like first confirmed case of COVID.
Oh no, this is later.
Mine was like, it said first confirmed case, I think maybe in Louisiana at Tulane Hospital. And I told them, we literally left the vacation early. I was like, we're getting out of here. So we went home and we did the whole people delivering groceries and spraying the groceries out with
Clorox
Lysol,
and stuff.
looking like complete idiots. Like I looking back, it was so silly.
Well,
Because guess what? I still got it. Everybody got it that was going to get it. And now
I'm the guy that was like, this is BS. And so they're still talking about COVID, and we go. I just started reviewing food, so we go down the coast, and I review a few places on the coast, and we drive over to New Orleans. And when we get there, they're shutting stuff down.
Yeah.
So it was that
Mine
point
was
before I went.
Yeah.
And there were people in the hotel that were like, we're fixing to pack up and go home because they canceled our cruise.
Yeah, they were trying to do
shutting
that.
bars down and stuff like that. So we went out to eat, and they were like, well, we're glad y'all came tonight because we're going to be closed tomorrow. And I'm like, what? And they're like, COVID. I'm like, wait a minute, this is real? So then I start panicking, and I'm like, all right, we're going to go back to the room. We all taking a shower. And I took
Wash
my
your
phone in the shower and cleaned my phone up,
I was doing that.
And then again, because I had completely ignored it. I'm the guy that's like, let's live life
So
rather than being afraid.
this is probably my final story, because I know you probably got to go. But during the COVID, about 2021, everything was still shut down. Like that's whenever they first started doing like the real like the official shutdown, right after Trump got out of office.
Yeah.
And then
it was almost like a second shutdown, really.
Yeah. It was like the real shutdown. And we said, you know what? I said, I'm tired of this crap. I said, let's go somewhere. This was after I was like done with it. I was like, I'm not wearing a mask no more. I'm not doing it. If somebody tells me to leave their store, I'll just leave and never come back. And that's just the mentality I had. So we were like, okay, let's go to somewhere. And we decided to go to Yellowstone. Because I looked up, I said, where is the least strict COVID policies? And it said, like,
we went to Texas.
Texas was the same. Yeah. But Wyoming, when we got to, where's that place?
It was like it didn't exist. Jackson Hole, that's
where we went. When we got there, it was as if they didn't know that COVID even happened. There was nothing closed. There was no precautions. And it literally felt like you're in the Wild West or something. Like
you were in the Wild West.
It is.
Really, yeah.
And that, if I could live anywhere, if I had, Jackson Hole is the most expensive place, one of the most expensive places in the country to live, I think. But if I had money wasn't an object, I would live there. That place was that cool. Because they don't care.
Heard that.
Everybody totes a gun on their side up there. They're still riding horses.
90% of everybody that lives in Wyoming lives in Jackson Hole too.
Yeah, and
there's nothing outside of Jackson Hole but beautiful country.
Yeah, it don't matter which direction you go. You drive any direction, it's just gonna be beautiful country. You're gonna see buffaloes and moose, and that would be where I'm gonna wind up there one day sometime.
That's a good one in though, man.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll see.
Of course, it's almost Christmas time. It would mean the world to me if you bought the book, Meeting 3. One of the cool things, I want to read something for you. What Archie Manning said about the book. Stafford's book took me right back to Drew, back to a time and place that felt a lot like Mayberry. I'm happy to see a voice like his coming from a place we both still love and call home. This is a really fun book for me. I hope you guys, if you hadn't already bought it, you can come in the restaurant and buy it. You can get it from Square Books in Oxford. You can get it from Cotton Row Bookstore. You can get it from Gumtree Bookstore in Tupelo. Mississippi Gift Company has some signed copies as well. You can also order this book online on Amazon. I highly recommend you get it from your local bookstore though. But yeah, we would love for you to buy this. Today's episode is sponsored in part by Nashville Grind Coffee. I just started becoming a supporter of Nashville Grind Coffee. I'm an influencer with Nashville Grind Coffee. You can go to nashvillegrind.com/Stafford Shurden and you get special deals and stuff. This is the American blend. Have it on pretty good authority. They're working on a Steve Azar blend, so I'm really excited about telling you guys about that. This is what we're going to be using in the restaurant here. I've turned my family on to the dark roast. They also have the K-Cups. This is ground, but you can buy the whole bean as well. They actually roast it right there in Nashville the day that you buy it. So when you buy it, they roast it, put it in a bag, ship it directly to you. The thing I really love about it is, there's no coffee. Farmers in America don't grow coffee. But they found the farmers that grow it, they have a personal relationship with them. They make sure that they're getting paid a living wage, and that means something to me as a farmer. Check them out, nashvillegrind.com/Stafford Shurden.